Alrighty, here we go. So this is, I believe, session 12 of Kingmaker, session 14 of Pathfinder overall. And you guys have finally
Finally.
made it to the Lonely Barrow to rescue some treasure that has been kidnapped, I guess. However Snow Maple would word it.
Held
It,
against its will.
it's
Held
it's
it,
lost. It doesn't know where its parents are.
yeah, held against its will is good.
Involuntary sequestration.
And inside, you did discover this trap that you were warned about. This breath of despair, which seems to be some sort of necrotic energy sort of effect emanating from a statue in each corner of the central room. A little bit of ingenuity and some muscle. You tied a rope to Flower's eye beam and just started like throwing it out there, trying to smash these statues. And you did manage to smash two of them. The other two were just a little bit too far to reach with any effect. And then with those two destroyed, I believe it was Father Hall cast Dispel Magic and, or was it Moot Point? I can't remember which one.
Yeah, it was Father.
And managed to suppress the magical effect. So you've got a little bit of a window here before this trap comes back online. You did take some of the rubble and stuff it into the mouths of these statues, hoping that would also provide you some degree of protection should the trap come back online again. And as you started to explore outwards, there's like four kind of corridors leading off of this central room. The one to the north, you detected movement and encountered some skeletal champions. Defeated them fairly easily, but you know that you've got probably slightly less than 10 minutes before this trap comes back online. And that is where we will pick things up.
If it's currently disabled, I think we should finish the job while it's out of commission.
I agree. And while your weapon still has its magic.
I meant finish the job like smash the rest of the pillars. Did you mean finish the job like kill the rest of the undead?
I would think so.
Both those things are good ideas.
Sure.
I mean, there's at least two more rooms, right?
I'm gonna have a look around in here for anything, Chris.
No, there's like the dead bodies of the skeletal champions that were in this room, and you already grabbed like their swords and stuff, which are their swords. You could probably sell them. They would be worth much more if you had a museum or an antiques dealer or something to handle them. But you've already gathered that stuff up.
Okay.
And you did grab the body that was in the central, in the middle of the central chamber.
Yeah.
You had lassoed that and pulled it out and got like a kind of a brooch and a ring and a potion bottle off of it. Those are all on the party loot as unidentified.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Next room then.
Yeah, let's form up and
Unless we want to try and permanently demolish the rest of the statues while we still have a little time.
I mean, both are good.
Yeah.
Let me
What do you think? What do you think, Flower?
Sorry, what's up?
Do you want to start swinging for the fences on one of these remaining statues?
Oh, you fucking know I do.
All right, pal. Get in there.
Flower's going crazy. Yeah, I'll swing.
All right. it's not going to take you. It's not going to take you 10 minutes to demolish both of these remaining statues. Not once you can get up there and
Yeah, I'm now actually swinging with real strength instead of throwing them.
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, you know, a couple of pounds with the I beam on one statue, a couple on the other, and before long, this room is, you figure, rendered as safe as you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I figured it takes at least 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take at least 1 minute to destroy both statues. Yes.
Okay. So I'll lose the disrupting weapons.
The destruction, is it just like a defacing to make it look like a, I don't know, like a rough pillar, or is it actually broken when flour?
By the time Flower's done with it, it's actually broken.
Okay,
The faces are where the naughty bits come out.
right.
So we
He
need
has
to at least smash those.
Yeah, but my
Definitely defaced.
yeah. But my concern is that whatever comes out of the mouth comes from somewhere else. So I'm gonna go over to one of the statues and just like move the rubble away. And is there a pipe or anything, a tube coming up from the base at all? No.
No, there is not. There is some like destroyed, like on bits and pieces of the rubble. You see like kind of like a letter here, a letter there. Probably it was
Okay.
like the magical binding of an effect.
Okay. Runes of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like trace them slightly in my book just to, keep that information handy.
You can
Alright.
probably pocket a couple of sizable chunks if you want.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good call. I'll do that too.
Make a good addition to the museum exhibit we're gonna make.
Perfect. But
All
yeah,
right. I think from what I scouted, there was a bigger group in the passage this way,
Okay.
and maybe another smaller group down this way.
Right.
Small group first.
Yep. I don't like the idea of skeletons getting antsy and coming up behind us.
Nope, that would be bad.
No, it could happen either way, but let's try and control the situation, possibly.
Well, there's only a small group. Maybe I'll stick in the back just in case something comes from the east.
Sure.
Piercing and slashing weapons are almost useless against them, so I'm not going to be terribly useful.
All right.
If they're skeletons.
Yeah.
yes. From last time, you guys mentioned is that the skeletons are resistant to piercing and slashing and electricity. Although oddly, they did seem to have some glimmer of intelligence. When folks basically made they're about to hit them or whatever, they did react to that. So they can in fact be demoralized. And they were armed with they had swords and shields, and they actually seemed to know how to use the shields. Like they actually brought them up in the way of attacks and stuff.
Can I make a recall knowledge check about them? Does it seem like they're intelligent, or are they just kind of repeating what they remember in life?
Based off of your rolls from last time, they are not mindless undead.
Interesting. Okay.
Semi-aware. Like, I don't think we've detected personalities, but like there's more than just programming in there.
Right, like able to react to their environment, but no sense of personality is a good way to put it.
Snow, there's a flail in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Not great, but
yeah. My 2-hit with a strength-based weapon is not really worth talking about.
Oh, right. You're small.
A flail, you say?
I prefer to think of myself as lithe.
Right. That's those words are the same. Ish.
Interestingly, just punching innately has finesse.
Huh.
You don't need to be a monk to dexterity punch them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's finesse, and unlike D&D, it does a D4 damage. So
Yeah, got to be a monk for that in D&D.
it's probably not quite as good as your sap.
Well, it's finesse, so that makes it a little better.
Oh, that's true. The sap isn't finesse. So slightly better to hit, but slightly less damage. But oddly, because it's a finesse weapon, technically I think it means you can backstab with it.
Technically, yeah. If I catch them flat-footed.
Yeah, punch him in the back, pull out a rib.
All right, who wants to lead the way?
Flower, probably. Unless you
have
want me to, and somebody else watch the back.
Our will happily walk ahead.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Perfect.
All right.
So yeah, so as you guys kind of like get into position, and you can see that there are like some flickering lights down there, probably torches or whatever. But we may as well kick this off with some initiative rolling.
Sorry, real quick before we do go in, I'm gonna get that flail out of the party loop, but I seem to have dragged a token for it onto the map instead of being able to open it, so I don't know what's happening now.
1 second.
Okay. On my screen, it's in the top edge of the map.
I stepped away for a second. Are we heading south or east?
Yes.
Yeah.
South.
South. Gotcha.
Heading south, father's watching the east.
Due south. Great show.
Mountie always gets his man. What?
Right. Just give me a sec. So by taking out the flail, unless you put something into the bag of holding, you are going to be encumbered.
Okay, yeah, I'll just switch out the flame sword. Will that do it?
That should do it.
Okay. That's where I'll be using it as a
Perfect.
replacement for that for now.
Right, perfect. There we go.
Beautiful.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, bud.
When you had the proboscis bleed thing,
Yeah.
was there a way to like actually just attach it to your weapon? Or did you just
You
use
mean in
it?
the equipment list?
Yeah.
It ended up in my consumables, and I used it from there.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Perfect. I just need initiative from Traxton, I think.
Sorry.
No worries. We're
Gotcha. I think.
Last to roll, first to go.
That's right. All right. So Traxton, you are up first.
Right. I will defer until just after flower. I have to be after. It is not like a simultaneous thing. Like I can't sort of.
Yeah. After somebody has taken their turn, then you're like, I'm going to jump in now.
Okay. All right. I can't run in there and give him a flank or anything.
No.
Okay.
These guys do not yet know that you're there, really. So they will seek. Ooh.
They secreted.
They did.
Oh, very cute. The skull guy is just glowing.
All right. So yeah, so from around the corner, this kind of like flaming skull that's hovering at about 5.5 feet off the ground, kind of like hovers out from around the corner, and then spits a gout of flame towards Flower. That will take us to Moot Point.
What's Moot Point want to do? Well, if this thing's on fire, kind of hydraulic push sounds like it might help on it. So why don't I blast it with that?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it's pretty clever for, Moot Pine.
It's not a bad one.
Moot Point's the smartest guy in the party.
Yeah, only book smart.
Uh-oh.
So
Sorry, I'm having a hard bit of trouble here. I'll get there, though.
yeah, no problem. So target him with T and then click your spell, and it should do everything for you.
Right, where is he? Right there. Wow,
Oh, there we go.
Oh, very nice.
that was worth waiting for.
So he's going to take 66 bludgeoning damage and be knocked back 10 feet.
Leading strong, Moot Point.
Woohoo! My other idea was if they were sentient, tell them a campfire story. That scares everybody.
That does seem to scare everybody. So that creature, like the flames hit it and just like knock it back partially out of sight from some of you, except for the glow. And in its glow, you can see that there are some more skeletons in the back there. That will take us to Snow Maple.
All right. There's a badly wounded skull thing.
Yep. Flamey skull thing hovering about like 5.5 feet off the ground that is apparently capable of spitting flame.
Yep.
Oh, there's two of them,
Uh-oh.
and some skeletons. All right, Chris, I have a question, and I
Yep.
don't like. I looked for the answer and I couldn't find. My doubling rings.
Yep.
If I hold my rapier in one hand, can I punch with the bonuses from the other hand? Because it just says a melee weapon, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if unarmed strikes count as melee weapon in this.
Not in and of themselves, because you can't apply runes to them, but if you buy like hand wraps, then it would apply.
Okay. Note to self, yeah, shopping list.
Ooh.
Well,
All
like gauntlet, maybe?
Yeah, it applied. A gauntlet is in fact a weapon, so.
Oh, I could have gave you my gaunt.
Brass knuckles a thing?
Yeah, I think you can get cestuses and things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and demoralize him. I think for my second action rather.
All right.
Down on here, decipher script, demoralize.
Yeah, the important thing to remember is that the gauntlet is no longer an unarmed weapon.
Okay, failure. All right. Right up in here with all of them. That's not great. Well, balls. Just going to shield up, I think.
Okay. that will take us to Flower.
All right. So it was this fucker that blasted fire, right?
Yep, it darted up from the corner, blasted fire, got shoved back. Snow Maple chased after it.
I think I have a movement of 25 feet right now.
Yes.
Excellent. I can get right up to it and try to crush it.
Perfect. I mean,
Oh,
sometimes-
there's another one. That's okay.
Everybody that runs in is like, oh shit, there's more. Oh shit, there's more.
Ah. Yeah, we'll just do this.
that is a hit. So yeah, you kind of like run in, like batter up. It does explode. So I'm going to need Snow Maple and Fire to both give me reflex saves. As
That's
this,
my worst save.
as this explosion of both of you succeed, so both of you only take half damage.
Well, that could have been worse.
That could have been so much worse. Snow Maple, I believe, has some measure of fire resistance.
Yeah, I resist 2 points of fire damage, and I think there's only 1 point of fire damage there. So.
Yeah. So you take no fire damage and 1 piercing, and Flower takes 1 piercing and 0 fire damage because you round down.
Hopefully.
So yeah, he slams into it and it explodes in like a small grenade of fire and shrapnel. Both of you kind of like cough a little bit, like wave your hands in front of your face, but none the worse for wear.
Lovely.
Dramatic.
We are on my third action, because move, attack. We are going to attempt to activate my Dread Marshal.
All right.
Is it a targetable one, or is that
Nope, it's just an intimidate based off of your level. DC is 19.
lovely? Let's see. I'm gonna put it in.
Can you cow the
How do I
dead?
do it? Actions. Dread Marshal stance. Now I'm gonna hit the intimidation check.
Let's hope so.
Nice.
Yeah, I can.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
Such an angry wolf.
I'm not even mad yet.
Perfect. All right. The other tiny undead. It's going to fly to there. And there's 2 targets, and it's not smart. So target Snow Maple.
What's your base hit points now?
Forever a mystery.
We will never know.
Sorry, was that me?
Yeah, I was just trying to gauge when I should start throwing heals out. Oh, now probably.
Well, I had a base of 38. Ooh, more fire damage. I like that.
Yep, and considering it was a critical for a D12 plus 2 times 2 and a D4 times 2, and I rolled a total of 6.
I feel your pain.
Yeah. truck, buddy.
But Snow Maple, you are lit on fire. So there's some persistent fire damage.
Whoosh.
You may not necessarily care because you have a resistance 2 and it's a D4 damage, but it's still a thing.
Uh-huh.
Father Liam, you're up.
Oh wait, sorry, I was supposed to go after Flower.
All right, perfect. You jump in.
Yeah,
Okay,
jump on in. The water's fine.
I'm coming.
Hit him with the harden.
I was prepared that there's other guys here, so I'm not gonna go. Oh, there's more guys.
Yeah, you heard 2 people say it already.
Exactly. Can I move into this? Oh, I can. Can I
Yep.
move into that space?
You sure can.
Perfect. Perfect. So an action for move. For some reason, I can't click Gratch anymore. I think I targeted myself. Got it. Here we go. You get some support. Get him moved into here. And last action will be to designate this particular individual as hunted prey, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Perfect. Then Father Liam is up.
I'll delay till after Professor.
All right. Professor Yoren.
Yeah, I will jump on in. Oh god, there's more enemies. No, just kidding. I heard you guys yell it. My first action will be an exploit vulnerability on this tiny flaming skull.
All right. Ooh, critical success. Creature's weakness. You learn all of the creature's resistances, weaknesses, and immunities, including the amounts. Nice. And then the diverse lore, so that also counts. All right. So,
Cool.
this thing is immune to death effects, disease, fire, mental effects. Cannot be paralyzed, poisoned, or knocked unconscious. It has a weakness to positive damage. Rating 3. It does not have any unusual weaknesses. And then because of your diverse lore, as I recall knowledge, this is a flaming skull. It is a tiny neutral evil undead. Obviously, because of the fact that it's really small and flying, it is quite dexterous, but not terribly robust.
Gotcha.
It is surrounded by a flaming shroud, so any untended objects near it tend to burst into flames. But it means if it comes into melee contact with you, not you with it, but it with you, i.e., if it attacks you in melee, it does extra fire damage.
Interesting.
And they do tend to explode when defeated.
How big of a radius is the explosion?
It is like a 5-foot burst centered on it.
Okay, so I'll let people know to give it a wide berth. But aside from that, I mean, hit it with whatever holy magic you got, Father.
I'll do that.
I, however, am gonna do the personal antithesis because that's a higher bonus. So yeah, as I run by, I'll analyze it. I'll wet some pebbles in the trail of water left behind by Moot Pint's hydraulic push, and I'll try to douse that flame.
All right, perfect.
That was a blind roll.
That is a hit.
Wonderful. That was also a blind roll.
Yeah,
He loves the blind roll. So stealthy.
I don't know why it does blind rolls for your strikes.
I don't either.
I'm not seeing any rolls really tonight.
You can set it up so that your rolls are hidden from the DM by default, or hidden from everybody by default, or whatever.
There's a drop down just under the chat.
Yeah.
Just under where? Sorry.
Right above where you type, if you're gonna just type something in chat, it says public role for me.
Oh yeah. My default role mode is public role too.
Yeah.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to find stuff. But that's the end of my turn, and I need to go take the puppy out, so I'll be right back.
Maybe 1 second.
That should move Liam to initiative 15 or so, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Father Liam is up.
Alrighty. Well, nothing's coming from the east as far as I can tell, yeah?
Not as far as you can tell.
Great. I am going to stride. To... Crap, I don't want to go there. Huh. I can't get there. Stupid slow plate now. Okay. Well, I will go to here. I will. Okay, I could reach this guy. I wanted to get the little guy, but I can't quite reach him. And I'll cast Disrupt Undead.
All right.
That's a fort save.
He will fail.
10 damages.
Woof. So yeah, so this bolt of holy energy kind of strikes out at this undead, kind of like lights him up from the inside. Definitely had an effect on him.
And he's enfeebled one for 1 round. It's a good little spell against undead. Like, it just hits and then it's a save for enfeeblement.
Yep.
Okay.
Holy bolt.
That will take us down to...
Well, it's not good against non-undead. That's what
It's useless against non-undead, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The undead get to go. They would like to get to that holy person. Fortunately, there was a wall of people between them and the holy person.
Oh, inconvenient meatbags.
And an animal.
I mean, they don't actually sigh, but... Trudge.
People. So inconvenient.
Move forward and
just like real life.
try to start hacking through the meat wall.
Flesh obstacles.
I had to deal with flesh obstacles at the freaking grocery store today.
Yeah, no doubt.
Flesh obstacles.
So yeah, so one of these skeletons starts to shamble forward, like strikes out at a flower with its long sword, and then brings its shield up, ready for the onslaught that is about to befall it.
Shame.
It's figured out our tactics already.
I like enfeebled. What's that do?
Anything strength based has a penalty of 1.
Oh, for him. That's
for
good.
him. Yeah, for him. So like his attacks and everything. It's 15,
Ooh, coming after tracks? Nope.
20.
Going after father.
Oh, he thinks he's fancy because we don't have opportunity attacks.
Not yet.
Soon.
So yeah, the one that got blasted by the holy light does basically charge right towards Father Hall. Like, there doesn't seem to be, like, there's no thought put to, like, raising a shield, defense, or anything. Just, like, that holy person has to die.
Is that 2 moves or what?
It was 2 moves.
Oh, nice. Ouch.
Rolling good.
Rolling good on attacks, but not so much on damage.
That
But
is A-okay.
that will take us around to Moot Pint.
I think Moot Point's going to move up a little closer since he's all by himself, and I'm seeing things down the hallway I don't like.
Kind of glance down that hallway to the east and go like, huh.
That's not the spot for me. And I'll just fire off a magic missile at the medium, badly damaged medium undead thing that's right in front of me.
Okay. One sec here. So as you do, it's going to lash out with its sword,
Okay.
take its attack of opportunity on you.
Oh yeah, these things do have that. Are
Oh,
these
no.
things that
Uh-oh.
we had met in the first chamber there?
That hurt.
And I need you to roll a d20. If you roll a 5 or better, your spell goes off. Otherwise, it is cast to no effect. All right, your spell still does go off.
How many of those am I allowed to throw?
It's 1 missile per action, so you can fire 2.
Yeah, I think I will fire 2.
It's good damage.
Right?
I didn't kill it though.
Nope. It is near second death.
I can kill it then when my turn comes up. No problem.
That will take us to Snow Maple.
All right. Well, I'll try and help out Moot Pint and the father.
Okay.
Persistent fire damage. Do I have to worry about that now or at the end of my turn?
It's at the end of your turn. The damage happens, and then you get a free check to put it out, or you can use an action to try to put it out right away before the damage ticks, basically.
All right. I will use an action first off to bat it out with my my parrying cloak.
Okay. So you get to
And-
make it's a flat check, DC 15.
Flat check.
So just a D20, 15 or higher, it goes out. Okay. It is not out yet.
God, they can't even give you that for free. All right, good.
Now, if you do something logical to put it out, like if you douse yourself in water, then it happens automatically.
Okay. Do I have any hero points? I do. Yay.
There you go. Punch him in the kidney.
Critical
Or-
punch.
That is enough to drop it.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Right. So, end of your turn, you take 1 fire damage, which doesn't matter. And then you should see at the bottom of the check, you should see something that says roll recovery check. Okay. So, you are still on fire, but not taking any damage because of your desert upbringing.
Great.
It's handy.
You call this fire? It's just warm.
Yeah. And note, somebody can assist you, which drops the flat check down to an 11 instead of a 15. The tiny undead that is here. Flower is closest.
I totally lost track that it was still there.
Because it's tiny.
It is very small.
It's tiny.
I mean, it is on fire, so
That too.
Yeah. To be fair, Flower's looking at the guy on the other side of him who's swinging on him.
So it spits fire at you, hits you, tosses another one but misses. And then is going to fly over here. That will take us to Traxton.
I go after Flower, don't I?
You go after the tiny undead. Somehow
Oh.
I missed Flower's action. My bad.
Ah!
Sorry about that. I will move it back. And I will add points back to Flower. Alright, Flower is up.
I am going to beat the shit out of this undead.
Okay.
I do not like it.
The fiery one?
No, the one that was swinging on me.
Okay.
It's true. So far, the fiery one hasn't hurt you yet.
But first, we are going to rage. Then, hold on, I need to look at something real quick. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to swing. Take that.
That is a hit. It will use its reaction to shield block. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, I forgot to click the thing for reshield. That's my bad. So it tries to get this shield up, and its shield is so like ancient that when you hit it, it just kind of like disintegrates, and then the force here below causes the arm to disintegrate, and then the rib cage to disintegrate, and then you're like, halting your blow so you don't swing in a complete circle as you just destroy that undead. Right.
And then we'll just kind of move right to there.
Okay, perfect. All right, then Traxton is up.
Okay. Do I feel when my hunted prey is dead or destroyed?
I'm gonna say you get a sense of it.
Okay. In that case, I would just peek around the corner and see that it's in pieces. But
Yeah.
anyway, he just sighs, moves this in this direction. Designate this flame skull as hunted prey this time.
Okay.
Or this turn, and do a twin takedown on it.
All right. Or,
Merc
yeah,
its ass.
given
The flail. Sorry.
I said, given the speed at which combat technically happens, I imagine you kind of peek around the corner. Snow Maple is like pulling her hand back as the undead kind of like falls to pieces around her.
Yeah, goes limp. All right. And this is with the flail and the light hammer that I've got.
Okay. That is definitely a hit.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything for some reason, and I can't roll damage.
Try hitting
Okay.
hit F5 to refresh, just in case.
F5.
I can roll your damage for you.
Okay.
Oh no!
I see it now.
He hit Flower.
That's all right. He can take it.
Monster, he's out of control.
There we go. Got it. Okay.
Okay. That sorted me out, so I'm just getting to the hammer attack here now.
No worries. And you notice there's a certain ferocity with your attacks being this close to Flower, feeling that kind of like a little bit of that anger kind of seep into you.
Gotcha.
I'm so angry I make everybody else angry.
Yeah, anybody who is within Flower's aura that hits with an attack does like +2 damage.
Hell yeah, they do.
Ah,
That is a miss.
okay.
All right. So now the little tiny undead is going to do what it did originally and light Flower on fire. There. And fly over there. Professor, you're up.
There's only a single guy left?
There is.
And you said they were not terribly robust.
They are not terribly robust.
And it just moved out of burst radius to hurt your friends.
I will squeeze up past Gratch there. And I will cast a Haunting Hymn.
All right.
Haunting who? Haunting him.
Haunting that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting him, hunting you. Uh-huh.
He fails.
Again with the secret damage.
And we'll never know how much damage was dealt.
I don't actually think it's any dice of damage. I think it's just my spellcasting modifier.
It is, but it does benefit from the Dread Martial stance.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, basically
Uh,
anything that causes damage that is within Flower's aura does +2 damage.
Very cool. But that's my turn. That's 3 actions.
All right. Father Liam is up.
Nice and easy turn. We'll disrupt undead on the undead thing.
The haunting hymn turns death metal for a second.
Kind of drops into a minor key.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right. That is enough to destroy that minor undead. And it explodes, but nobody is close enough.
Hooray!
Excellent.
Last action, if it matters, I'll raise my shield.
Okay. Perfect. So yes, so the couple of skeletal champions and these 2 flaming skulls, and those of you that are down here in the room, you can see that there's like kind of like those shelves like you see in Skyrim dungeons where the Duergar always hide.
Yeah.
There's some of those. So there are some other bodies here who did not rise up. And there are a couple of bodies here where the bodies are still there, but the skulls are scattered all over the floor.
Oh.
All right, so we have to determine a couple things. One, is this trap coming back? Probably not. And 2, do we have time to patch everybody up before we head east? I mean, worst comes to worst, we could fight here. It's a pretty defensible position, right?
True.
And over the 6 or 7 seconds or so, Snow Maple, now that you're no longer in combat, you can more easily like kind of douse that flame before it hurts too much.
Stop, drop, and roll, baby.
Yep.
I think the big question is whether we have, 20 minutes or so to patch up.
Yeah, first we'll check for loots.
The same as the other skeletal champions, like swords and like a shield, because the other one got shattered by. Oh, just a sec here, and I'll take your fire off. Oh, you got it.
2,000
Okay.
gold
Yeah,
of
I got it.
antiquities gets shattered by a IB.
Yeah. So yeah, swords and shields that would be worth way more to a museum or collector than they would be as weapons, but
Right.
Not out of the realm of possibility.
there is like these folks are definitely have been buried with like some small amount of finery. Obviously, they're obviously not nobility or anything of that nature, but they're also not peasants. So there's like 5 gold worth of, various, jewelry pieces or the like, should you wish to take it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Not really a question, honestly.
And there's a nice pair of earrings that still have the dust from the desiccated ear on them.
Rubs right off.
Rubs right off.
Thank you for your sacrifice. The kingdom appreciates you.
Mummified earlobe extra.
Yeah, none of the jewelry itself is of great quality, but there is enough of it to be worth some coin.
That's what we like to hear.
And for those of you that are back more towards the central area, so Moot Pint and Traxton, from down that east passageway, you hear an almost musical moaning sound, almost like a funeral dirge without any words.
Oh.
Creepy.
I've played too much Phasmophobia for this.
And out of place. This whole structure, this temple, doesn't have any symbols to Pharasma in it. Why would there be a funeral? Right?
Yeah.
It is a tomb.
Maybe. Well, it is a tomb, but I mean, every religion looks to Pharasma for guidance when they die.
Every religion?
Yeah. I mean, we all go to different places, but we're all guided by the same God.
She's not always named Pharasma, of course, just because language changes with the regions, but
Certainly,
anyone that,
there's no symbology
die.
for her here.
That's probably why all these things are raising.
You said 5 GP worth of jewelry, Chris?
Yep,
All right, I'm just going to pick something on the list that's worth 5 GP then.
sure.
It's almost like this place was made to prevent people from passing.
Perhaps.
Either way, let's see if we can patch each other up a little bit before we're.
Yeah, I'm in immense pain.
Right.
I was about to ask, is anybody heavily wounded?
I'm okay.
Same.
Looks
I'm
like Father
at,
Liam and Moot Pint are our worst off.
Yeah, I'm at 20 hit points.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm at 39.
I am perfectly fine. And also is Gratch.
Me too.
I didn't take a lot of punishment that fight. Only 7 hit points were A-okay.
13 for Moot Pint.
Yeah.
And 19 for Father Liam.
Thank you, Snow.
Your shield's not damaged, hey, Father Hall?
I think it's got a little ding you couldn't quite get out of it, but nothing significant.
Oh, right, okay. In that case, I'll spend 10 minutes identifying the mysterious alchemical solution we have.
Okay. That will be a crafting roll.
Ooh.
Right. Let's find it on your list. Right. It is a moderate frost vial.
Very cool.
It's a what?
Moderate frost vial. So basically, when you toss it, it's going to do damage based off the fact that it is a moderate frost vial. Cold damage and cold splash damage. On a hit, the target takes a status penalty to speed. It does
Oh, neat.
2d6 cold damage, 2 cold splash damage, +1 to hit with it, and a 10-foot speed penalty.
Cold grenade.
And is there anything that Moot Point wanted to identify while everybody's taking 10 minutes here?
Sure. Is anybody curious about anything in particular?
We did find a few things.
Yeah.
The trap, maybe? Or...
Well, the trap is destroyed at this point.
So we know that for sure.
Yeah.
It's in pieces, yeah.
So there is a pin and a ring.
Let's do the ring.
Rings are always cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that
Son.
is an Arcana check. Oof.
Oh.
So if this is cursed, a critical success will actually tell you if it is cursed or not.
Well, that was a critical success.
If it's cursed.
It is not cursed. It is an elegant copper ring with a miniature image of songbirds around the circumference. As you kind of play around with this and can put it on your finger and play around with it, you can identify this as a ventriloquist's ring.
Oh.
Ooh.
So it gives a +1 item bonus to deception checks. And then once per day for two as 2 actions, once per day, you can twist the ring to magically throw your voice like a ventriloquism spell.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Does anybody want that one?
Deception's what, faint?
Yes.
So snow, probably? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking it'd be good for Snow Maple.
Ventriloquism
okay.
while you're sneaking is good too, I think.
Yeah,
Sure.
Deception is used for fainting and lying and all that sort of thing.
Creating a diversion.
Creating
Exactly.
a diversion. Yep.
Yeah, good
Not
at
that
lying,
I-
so
not
give
that
it
I
to
would
the
ever-
account.
Not that I would ever need to lie.
No,
No, not ever.
not you.
Hall will spend the 10 minutes treating wounds on Snow. At least trying to.
Okay.
He's not as good as Snow is, but
If we're spending 20 minutes, Moot Point, do you want to help me identify the last item we have, the pin?
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
Another Arcana roll?
Yes.
Well, I don't have the foggiest clues what that thing is.
So because that was an assist, that will actually give Professor a penalty.
How big is the penalty?
I think it's a -2 for critically failing on an assist roll.
There's
Assist-
no halfling reroll on this one.
Nope.
Assist is 20 though, isn't it?
It's DC 20, but if you critically fail, it's a penalty.
Yeah, but he'd have to get a 10, wouldn't he? He got a 12.
He rolled a 1 though.
Oh,
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
roll a
out of-
nat 1 or a
plus
nat
11.
20.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 20, then I rolled a 1, so I'm hitting all the angles.
To 1 to 1.
Chaos Mage.
But a 19 is enough. Between the two of you, you figure this out. It's a talisman, commonly referred to as a monkey pin, usable by somebody who is trained in athletics. And when you activate it, it allows you to move your full speed during a climb instead of just like 5 feet per action.
Oh, nice.
Cute. Do you want that one, Father Hall?
I was thinking flower, actually.
Yeah. It's up for whoever wants to climb around like a monkey.
I just figure if we need to climb after something, we probably want flower doing it because she's flower.
Flower attraction, probably. I think I've got a feat for climbing, so I'm good.
I'm.
And I've got my
Okay,
own
yeah.
monkey.
What was it?
It's in the party loot. It's the monkey pin talisman.
Alright.
It does take 10 minutes to apply to your armor, but
Yeah, we can do that later.
Yeah, I can do that for you next time we have 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
and yes, and the whole time you guys are here, like healing each other up and kind of resting, recuperating, kind of like figuring out a game plan. Nothing comes out of that east wing, but periodically you kind of peek down, and there is definitely movement down there. Nothing that you can identify clearly enough to be able to go like, oh, okay, that's what it is. But there's definitely movement there.
Did
but,
you get that flower? Sorry.
Yeah, I grabbed it.
Okay, cool.
but nothing comes down the hallway.
Does that melodic sound keep happening?
Yes. That's,
While all this is, sorry.
and while you guys are patching yourself up, this kind of like funeral dirgy like choral moaning. It does change through a couple of different songs, for lack of a better term, while you guys are, getting ready. So it's not like it's just one constant thing. It actually changes up into identifiably different songs.
Right, but they're
Can Liam identify that in any way with religion?
With performance.
Performance.
I know a performance or two.
Hall is not your guy for performance.
Would this be a performance recall knowledge?
It is.
Cool.
Oh, it should have been recalled. Sorry.
Actually, if this is a recall knowledge check, I'm going to use esoteric lore instead.
Okay. Which I suppose society would apply as well. All right. Sadly, not shanties. But both Stone Maple and Father Liam, you can tell like one of those is definitely a funeral dirge. The other one is more of a lament. It's hard to tell exactly because there's no lyrics, but judging from the kind of the tonal structure, incredibly old.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
You guys are very impressive.
I mean, on the plus side, I could play some classical music because it's outside. Then I wouldn't have to worry about copyright things. But yeah, and they kind of go through these and let's see who rolled really well. Professor and Snow Maple. As you're kind of listening to these, kind of peg them. You can identify because it is like a choral, and there's elements that are like a call and response. The two of you can identify 4 separate voices.
Right, I'm pretty sure I got close enough last time to determine that there were 4 of them down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll make sure everybody knows that. 4 targets.
Well, I think it's safe to assume they're not our friends, so... Everybody ready to go shut them up?
You know I am.
What is it? Lay them to rest. That's the ticket, right?
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
If we can in this place. Perhaps we'll have to take them out later, but...
I mean,
Either way.
you know what helps me sleep at night is the comforting embrace of loot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
Dragon Horde.
Let's go rescue your loot.
All right. And as you guys
And-
start to step forward, we will roll for initiative.
Okay, just before we go, I want to cast Bless, if I can.
Okay.
Man, Medium Undead woke up this morning and chose violence.
I
I
sure
feel
did.
like that's every day for medium undead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're sneaking up on them, right? They've had an hour to get ready.
Yeah, they've been listening to you guys like bang dance out of shields and be like, stop your bitching, let me put a stitch in. And
Here's Flower cackle with glee as he's smashing the stone pillars.
They just hear stone crumbling.
okay. The Lonely Warrior is up first.
Violent redecoration.
Yes.
I think he has enough friends
Style
that he needs a
clashed in
different
here.
name.
Extreme home makeover.
All their styles just clashed in here. It had to be done.
Foundry, why are you being so slow?
Because Foundry.
Just want to open up a character sheet.
Although for this one, I think we've got it loaded to the gills with mods.
I actually don't have that many mods, it's just that there's a shitload of stuff in the core system. Alright, there we go.
That's probably fair.
50 feet, you say?
It is still friggin' Pathfinder at the end of the day.
Alright. He will ready. No. He will delay.
I laughed at their list of changes for remastered, though. It's like, this works exactly the same, except we're going to call this, and this, that, and this the other thing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that is to basically say, like, we are being absolutely sure we're not using any 5e wording.
Yeah.
It's a lot of saying, like, we don't trust wizards to not fuck things up.
Fair. No one should. Although I think now that they've got everything in the Creative Commons, at least for what's available now, it should be fairly safe.
One would hope. I mean, Creative Commons is a good way to go, so
You can't take that back, I don't think.
you can't. Which is nice.
I think it really depends how much money you throw at it.
Nope. Creative Commons is, once it's in Creative Commons, it's in Creative Commons forever.
What was it? Oh no, it was like a copyright thing that Disney changed for Mickey Mouse, right?
Yep. Moot Pint, you're up. You do hear some shuffling around in there.
Okay, and I think I could see two. Let's just do a hydraulic push, and then I'll cast shield on myself.
Yeah, Disney has a whole different list of shenanigans that they're trying to pull on.
I think at one point, because of the Marvel movies, they tried to copyright Thor, and everybody told them they weren't allowed to do that.
Back
Like, that is a Norse god. You cannot copyright that.
back in like 1983-ish, when TSR released a Raiders of the Lost Ark game, TSR tried to trademark Nazi.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one that you don't want to trademark under your brand.
Hi. Pushes him. He goes to there. Okay. Perfect.
Back. Something undead.
Alright. Professor Yoren.
I'm gonna delay until after Father Hall.
Alright. Flower.
Me. Flower is going to go up 25 feet.
There he goes.
And
There's one ducking in behind this corner.
cool. Up another 5 feet.
Okay.
Hi.
Alright, so when you step there, it is going to go with its readied action.
Would you have done that as part of your charge or whatever thing?
I was informed that there was something there. Could I have made that a sudden charge?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's still going to strike you when you enter that square because
Yeah.
that's what it was readied for. But
Pretty much, it's swinging, and I'm swinging back.
Alright. So it lashes out. I'm going to need you to make a fortitude save.
That's what I'm good at.
Fort save.
When I don't roll 3. Actually, I have hero point, don't I? Real quick, is that a success?
14 is not a success.
I will hero point.
The DC is 17.
That's better.
Perfect. Alright, so as it reaches out, you feel some of your life force sucked out of you into this thing.
Hey, that's mine.
But that was its readied action, so.
Swing.
Oof.
And what?
So you definitely connect with it. It does not. It feels a little bit squelchier than skeletons do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to now activate Dread Martial Stance.
Okay.
As he does.
Might as well. Threes! Always threes!
All right.
Oh well.
Okay.
That's me.
Trying to move my guy. There we go. My delayed action. He is going to stride forward to there. And take 2 swings with his sword. His bastard sword.
Bastards. Wow.
It was forged before the blacksmiths were married.
Oh no.
Right. That is going to be a DC 21 fortitude save.
Oh.
Flower.
Any rerolls, Flower?
If you have a point left, you better.
Uh-huh.
You do have 1 left.
I was muted, sorry.
All right.
There you go.
That's better.
29 is a success.
I would hope so.
If it wasn't, we're leaving.
Yeah, if it wasn't, we're just like, okay, turning around and we're walking out of here.
Enjoy your two.
You have a good tomb, sir.
And then he will back up. So yeah, so one of these things just kind of strides forward, swings that flower. Flower again, you feel some of your life force sucked out of you. And then it backs up deeper into the recess of the cave. That will take us to Snow Maple.
Okay.
You just watched me get jumped.
Okay, pop up and I think I'll save time and just hit you with the healer glove. For 15 on Lara.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong with that.
Lovely.
15 is good for one action, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Forget
flower,
about that.
or Snow Maple, will kind of peek around the corner. You do see this this fleshy, skeletally undead kind of peeking around the corner there.
Right. Are they all the same thing, Chris? Like same kind of undead?
They do. The one that's at the back, though, it's definitely like has better armor, has a bastard sword. The other ones just have like their claws.
Right. So I'm gonna do battle assessment for my third action, I think.
Okay. That is a secret perception check. Following information. These particular undead have no weaknesses that you can determine. But
Okay.
they do seem to be fairly slow.
Okay, they're not skeletons, they're not very fast.
Yep, so reflex is their lowest save, and they have no weaknesses.
Gotcha.
Outside of
They
being
don't,
undead.
they don't necessarily have the strengths of skeletons to resist.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I get, and that's what I share with the group real fast.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Traxton.
Target their reflex if you can.
Right. Okay. Let's do some movement.
Okay. When you step to there, the one around
Yep.
the corner
Mm-hmm.
is going to use its ready to action.
Excellent.
Stupid smart monsters.
So it's going to be some damage and a fortitude save from Traxton.
Okay. Fortitude.
DC 17.
Oh. Yeah, I'll
It
reroll that.
wanted to be an 18.
It did. It wanted to be a 28, actually.
Wow.
Oh well.
16's better than 14.
Still not 17.
Not good enough, though.
Fuck.
Right. So Traxton, you feel some of your life energy start to ebb out of your body. You are drained 1.
What the hell is that?
So Drained basically means you take a penalty on Constitution checks, such as Fortitude saves. You also lose a number of hit points equal to your level times the drained value. So basically, this is how they simulate that life draining effect. So he's drained 1, so he's going to lose 4 hit points. When he goes to drain 2, he'll lose another 4 hit points off his maximum.
Oh,
coming off the max. Okay, I get you.
Yep. And every time you get a full night's rest, the drained value decreases by 1. So obviously,
ouch!
like,
we can't medicine that away.
nope, takes
Oh, boy.
rest. But it means like if you get up to drain 4 and your 4th level, that's 16 points off your maximum hit points.
Yeah,
And I don't have restoration yet. so-
otherwise known as almost half.
But you can.
Looks like you need a level 4 restoration to get rid of drained.
But you can.
I've
continue
got
on,
the
Traxon.
scroll of restoration.
Yep, I will use my last action because I got some support from Gratch to move up, so I'll use my last action and try and club this thing.
Okay. I think Gratch has enough movement to get up in there with you.
Sure, I want him to be 1 square behind.
Right there.
Nope, where he was, sorry. Just 1 square back from me. So, right there.
Get them both.
I'm not quite sure what does, because I can attack with either weapon, right? What does more damage, or they both do the same damage, the hammer and the flail?
I think they're both the same.
Okay. Let's see if I can hit with the hammer then, because it's better to strike. Nope.
Dice are not behaving.
Ah,
to me.
I didn't target. Crap. Sorry.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Alright. Give me 1 sec here. That will take us to Father Liam.
All right, I can't see anything, so I'm gonna stride for my first action.
The big guy's way at the back. There's 2 guys flanking us on either corner, and there's 1 guy off on the left.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna move to here. I'm going to increase my bless radius by 1,
Okay.
and I'm gonna raise my shield. And I think that's me. Just prepping to help you guys out is what I'm doing. So if you're gonna attack, stay close to Father Liam. Should be 10 foot, I think. And next round, if anyone wants a disrupting weapon, they're gonna have to end next to me.
There we go. Alright, and Professor was jumping in here.
Yeah. First action is going to be to move up. Get ourselves in a perfect little fireball clump.
It is, isn't it?
And then against the lone guy on the wall, I'm going to, with my sling still out because we were fighting skeletons, I'm going to do an instructive strike.
Okay.
So I will make a regular attack roll.
Alright, that is a hit.
So I can also do a free recall knowledge. And I'll get the damage on him. Which is still hidden.
Secret damage.
Alright, so as you look, you're like, oh, shit, those are whites.
Interesting. What do I know about whites?
You know, I mean, as Snow Maple said, they're not terribly dexterous. They strike out with their claws. They drain the life from you. And anyone who dies will come back as a white under the control of the white that killed it.
Cool.
It's worse than
Sweet.
undead, guys. It's a pyramid scheme.
And it's not a matter of like they'll come back like the next full moon or whatever. They'll come back in the matter of seconds.
I see.
So don't die is important.
So don't die is important.
Or more important.
I can't see my damage roll because it was a blind roll, but I shouldn't be able to do 1 damage unless they have resistance.
You do a d6 minus 1.
I do a d6 plus 1 because of what's it called? Implements empowerment.
Your implement's empowerment might be turned off then.
It should be toggled on. Oh, maybe it was off. It was blue, so I thought that meant on, but it toggles between dark blue and light blue.
Yeah. So that does 2 more damage.
Yeah. 2 damage per weapon die.
2 damage per weapon die. Okay.
Yeah, so just +2 right now.
Okay.
But that was 2 actions. As a free action, I will drop the sling, and as my third action, I will draw my crossbow.
Okay.
But that's me.
Right. So that white is going to move to there. Try to lash out at Traxton with its claws. And I'm going to need another fortitude save from Traxton.
Well, this is going to add up.
Okay.
So yes, that is definitely, like, again, this thing reaches in and pulls out a part of your soul.
And they're healing. Okay.
It's not actually healing; they gain temporary hit points. So there is a cap on it, because temporary hit points don't stack.
Right, yeah. Still a problem.
Still a problem. And Traxton goes to drain 2.
They didn't have ops, did they? Attack of opportunities?
No, they do not.
Okay.
That is good to know, though.
Alright. That was that white. That goes back around to that white. That one's going to attack Flower since he's there. Oof.
Power.
And I'm going to need a fortitude save.
Oh, yay.
Uh, 19 is good.
Yay.
Tasty, tasty barbarian soul.
Tastes like hatred.
It tastes like angry, yeah.
This one up here. to Traxton. It's going to be another Fortitude save from Truxton. 14 is not enough.
Oh, and it's
Drain
also
3.
and-
Oh my goodness.
it's also killing my fortitude save too.
Yep, it's a downward thing. It does cap at drain 4, but as you can imagine, drain 4 is pretty bad. That will miss. That will miss. That will take us to Moot Pint.
Moot Pite's going to use the hydraulic push again and push that white away from Traxton.
Okay. That is a hit. Oof, good damage too.
And then I'll put shield on myself.
Pushes that back. Shields up. And that will take us to Flower.
Flower does not like the situation we're in right now, but Flower's gonna keep swinging because he feels like he needs to. I need to refresh because I lost my strikes.
Oh. Ooh, just in time, some hero points for people.
Yay!
For those silly people that roll dice.
It's just loading in.
Yep.
Finish up. Parry this again. Now I'm not seeing any of my. Oh, there it is. Just had to give it a moment. All right, we swing in.
All right. That is a hit.
I don't like them.
Uh,
And I'm going to act. Wait, can I try to activate my Dread Marshal again?
Yes.
We're going to.
Okay.
It's worse than the last one. I'm
These
gonna
guys are
reroll.
not scared of you.
Wait, no, I'm gonna hold on to this because I feel like I might have to. Yeah, they're not scared of me,
No.
which is pissing me off. I'm not gonna rage though because it makes it easier to hit.
You do still have your third action.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it, we'll rage. For a little bit of temp.
You mad.
Our Angie.
May as well get the temporary hit points. I mean, 7 temporary
Yeah.
hit points, yeah.
7 hit points that they just can't take from me. Well, they can, but you
What
know.
was that? I was going to say they can't.
They're going to. They're probably going to. But in Flower's mind, it's like, this isn't real.
All right. The Lonely Warrior, he's going to step forward. And He's going to sing his funeral dirge.
Oh no, it's a moot point story.
So
Oh.
every living creature within 50 feet, which is everybody except, I think, for Moot Pint.
I think Moot Pint's
45.
campsite story should give us some
45.
kind of circumstance bonus on this rule.
So it is a will save from everybody.
Except me, right?
Nope, you do as well.
We're getting funeral dirged, Professor. Will saves.
I got to refresh, unfortunately.
A lot of that going around today.
Yeah. Well, I know they've been having some issues on the forge, so.
Do you mind rolling for me, Chris, while I get this back going?
DDoS attack from D&D Beyond.
Yep.
All right. So everybody except for the father and the professor succeeds.
Oh no.
So everybody, so the those of you who are successful are frightened. Those of you who failed are frightened too.
So did you roll for me?
I did.
Okay, cool.
And nobody critically failed. Critically failed gives you a penalty specifically against drain life.
Oh, that's what they need.
Status penalty equal to this value to all your checks and DCs. Oh,
You have more
goodness.
debuffs because their
Yep.
attacks debuff you anyway.
Yep. So yes. So frightened means there is a penalty on all of your attacks and all of your DCs, including your armor class. But frightened drops by 1 at the end of each of your turns.
This is a debuff thing.
It's a debuff.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a debuff for.
Let's see who did not get it.
We got to pick a target and take them out. Got a focus fire, right? Maybe that one that Flower is fighting.
That's well.
I can't see it, so I can't tell how injured it is. That's badly injured. Okay.
Okay, I'll target that one.
Give me half a sec here because of the delay. Some of my conditions aren't showing up, and I don't want to overly penalize anybody. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, perfect. All right, so that was it though. It steps forward and it lets out this mournful funeral dirge, but that is the extent of its actions for the turn. That'll take us to Snow Maple.
All right, first action. Battle medicine on Flower.
Oh, very nice.
There we go. Now, can I target this guy here, Chris? The guy around the corner?
I'd say yes.
I'm
Just because,
technically adjacent to him.
yeah, just because of the way the map walls are. But I'll say yes. Can you actually target him in Foundry?
I can, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my twin feint on that guy.
Yeah. Like it would be different if say for example he had taken cover and pressed himself up against the wall. I would say you couldn't.
What is with her dice?
Okay, I'm gonna reroll it.
There you go. Right. Okay.
And then I'll
Okay. And
hit
then,
him with
yeah, he's automatically flat-footed to the second attack.
yeah, right. Frig. All right, I'll spend my last one.
Okay.
There we go. And that should have the. It doesn't take into account my doubling. Okay, well, it doesn't matter then. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Although he does kind of lash out with its reaction.
Okay.
Like a death blow or something?
Yeah, but misses.
All right, excellent. Dodges it. Cool.
So yeah,
All right, that's what I got.
as it drops, it just lashes out with its claws towards Snow Maple, tries to like grab and get a death grip around her throat, but fails to find purchase.
Drive the short sword in to the hilt. Drive it back. Back. Down.
Okay. That will take us to Traxton.
Alrighty, let's get some hunted prey on this guy to the north of me.
Okay.
And I will attempt a twin takedown. Flail, targeted. There we go.
Right. That is a hit.
Okay. Rolling damage. Flail. Mm-hmm. And I can go again, right? Because I've got an extra action here.
Yep.
Or not an extra action, like my third action. I'll strike again with the hammer.
Okay. So that'll
Okay.
use the third thing over.
Right.
Got a hit on the third hit.
Excellent.
All right. So yeah, just flail and hammer whirling around there. Thankfully, Professor Yorin, who's right beside him, and Flower, who's just behind him, are both relatively short, and the flail goes over people's heads. All right, Father Liam is up.
Okay, time to play Paladin, I guess. I'm gonna stride.
Okay.
To here. I'm gonna raise my shield. And then I'm gonna try to trip this guy.
All right.
With my fancy tripping shield.
Ooh, success. The target falls and lands prone.
There we go, that's me. It's all yours, guys.
All right. And Professor is up.
So I assume I don't carry the crossbow loaded while it's on my belt, so it's going to be one action to load. Second action is going to be exploit vulnerabilities on the Lonely Warrior.
Okay. All right. So you don't find any weaknesses, but you can exploit his personal antithesis.
Wonderful. Yeah, very similar to the kobold boss that we found underneath Otari. I'm gonna infuse my weapon with the power of his subordinates, like shattered weaponry,
Okay.
from when we felled them in battle.
All right.
And the third action is going to be to do a crossbow shot since he's flat-footed.
Okay.
These guys didn't have any particular magical resistances, did they?
Not that anybody has determined.
I think we figured out reflex was lowest, maybe.
Reflex is low, and the whites don't seem to have any particular weakness.
LMS.
Miss and a miss.
Alrighty, yeah, that's me.
Okay. And the white.
There's nothing that stops our frightened from decreasing, right?
Pardon?
Nothing stops our frightened from decreasing?
No, it should decrease automatically.
Okay, gotcha.
It should. If it doesn't decrease at the end of the turn, then you can click to decrease it by 1.
Yeah, it didn't, so I'm going to decrease it manually.
Okay, this white. He's gonna walk up to Father Liam.
Hi.
Try to bring some claws across his face.
It's my whole job. Shitty job.
That's gonna hit you for 8
And a fort save, right?
and a fort save.
We're gonna go
I'm
through
gonna
town and we
re-roll
get to the
that.
very end of the town.
Damn it.
13 is not enough.
No luck on the rerolls for Father Hall today.
So yeah, so you feel your life force start to get sucked out of you into this creature. It likes the taste of your soul so much, it's gonna try again.
Likes the taste of holy man.
For 9 damage.
Fuck. Okay, hold on.
And a fortitude
Yeah.
save.
I want to save the reaction for the Lonely Warrior, right? So.
He does seem to punch quite a bit harder.
Nah.
Around.
No reroll.
Okay. So it drains some more life out of you, but that is its turn.
Gonna save that last hero point for, not dying.
That's always a consideration.
You don't want to instantly become a white under this guy's control?
A little bit, but I mean the player does, but the character probably doesn't.
Okay. Trying to figure out why my foundry's being so slow. Like, even by normal foundry standards, it is ridiculously slow.
I think it's your end. Mine's going fine.
Yeah, it's definitely on my end for some reason.
Mine's also really slow, but it's because I'm out in the middle of nowhere this week.
All right, that will take us to the white. Well, it's been eating tracks and souls so far. May as well continue that.
It's not as tasty as a paladin soul.
Keep telling yourself that.
Just want to make sure I click off people's frightened so I'm not accidentally hitting when I should. Alright, that's going to hit. And you make that fortitude save.
Yay!
And that will miss. And it's going to move to there. That will take us to Moot Pint.
He's going to continue doing what he was doing. Every time it goes back to my turn, my spells go.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. I don't have enough charges to do that one anymore. Oh, okay. I'm going to use my... On the injured guy, I'm going to use my medallion there to fire off 3 magic missiles.
Alright. On the badly injured guy?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
As soon as it lets me.
So 3d4 plus 3.
Not bad.
That's great damage.
Yeah.
Perfect. He is now near death as these missiles slam into him, kind of rocking him back. He does not seem to have any particular protection against this this onslaught of magic. And that will take us to Flower.
All right. Flower would like to if you can just move around to the back of this guy, Lonely Warrior. If I can.
Yep.
25 should do it, huh?
Yep. He seems to be like completely focused on Father Hull at the moment.
I'm gonna
and
smack
does not take a swing at you as you move by.
smack him in the back of the head.
All right. That is a solid hit.
Hello, I'm Flower. And then I'm going to try again to activate my Dread Marshal. Yes.
Okay.
18 put him to barely injured.
There you go.
Ooh, a critical success.
That means frightened.
So, your martial thing becomes a 20-foot emanation. You and your allies get a bonus damage equal to the number of weapon damage dice, so +2. And whenever you or an ally critically hit any enemy, the enemy is automatically frightened 1.
Yeah. Guys, now's your time to crit.
Team Aura right here. We got the blast, we got the stance.
And that's me.
Okay.
I'm tired of getting smacked by these fuckers. It's time to turn the tables.
Just gonna see if I don't think I can actually boost your aura. But yeah, so anybody within 20 feet will do extra damage. And his turn.
Time to rally.
All right. So he is prone. So he spends an action to get up.
Still in action.
Yep. Then he glares at Father Liam. And it sounds like he tries to say something, but he doesn't seem to have any actual articulation ability. Like he can kind of moan his dirges, but he can't actually speak, but he tries. And it's vaguely disconcerting to just see his jaws clacking and this kind of whistling, windy sound come out.
We'll get you
Got
to
all these-
Pharasma soon enough.
Oh,
And then he swings that bastard sword around.
I would like to shield block that one.
Right. For 11 damage.
Shield block. Stops 9, I guess, right?
Yep.
And then still fort save, I suppose.
Oh, just give me 1 sec here. For some reason, when I did block, like, select a shield. I'm like, he's only got 1. So yeah, so your shield blocks 9, you take 2.
Which is still enough for a fort save, I suppose.
It is.
Which is getting progressively worse. I'm not going to reroll it.
Alright.
In my Bloodlords game, they just recently fought a Bodak, which also drains you. And yeah, the get drained to have a lower con save to get drained again is a rough spiral.
Yep.
I think that's the whole fight, right?
Yep. And then he's going to turn around and try to hit Flower with the backswing.
Yeah, that does it.
And a fortitude save from Flower.
Well.
The
I'm
dice just don't want to help today.
No, they don't.
Not on the
I'm-
saves.
I'm actually gonna spend my reroll on this one.
Okay.
Just because I don't like it.
Well, the longer you can go without
Better.
failing a save, the better. Because when you start failing, you're going to keep failing.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some momentum that's made, right?
All right, that will take us to Snow Maple.
Your mother hits better than you.
All right. Gonna do my best to reduce targets here. So I'm gonna slink up around Traxton.
Okay.
Past this first guy.
Okay, got it.
Target this guy between me and Father Hall.
Perfect.
Twin Feint on him. All right.
So yeah, that one, as he drops, he will try to lash out at you with his claws.
I invite him to miss. He chooses not to.
Never listens.
Only 5 damage, but a fortitude save.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I mean, that tracks.
But you do drive your sword deep into him and kind of disembowel his rotting undead guts all over the floor.
Yeah. And then I'll use the second of my twin fate attacks on the guy in front of Trexon.
You can't use the second from the twin feint. Twin feint has to be against the same target.
Oh, so do I just lose my third action then, or?
Well, you still have your third action, right? So like
All right.
you move. How many actions does twin feint? Twin feint is
It's 2.
yeah. So you twin feint, but the guy drops before you stab him a second time. Yeah, twin
So do
feint. Twin feint has to be against the same guy. Like twin feint is
Okay.
a different action than strike.
Okay.
So, but that will take us to Traxton.
All right. Let's see here. I will attack the one that's been eating my soul.
Okay. If you move just slightly, then you can flank with Snow Maple.
Sure. Let's. That does what for me exactly? +2.
Yeah, it makes him flat-footed, so you would get basically a +2 to hit him.
Okay. I'll forego one of the attacks I was going to do for that. And I will unleash on this guy as much as possible. So I'll strike. Maybe. Okay.
Yep, that is a hit.
Some damage. And then flail.
Also a hit.
More damage.
All right, he's getting beat
Still?
up pretty bad now. Yeah, he's still
Okay.
standing though.
All right. Yep. Last attack, or last action will be for another attack as well.
Okay.
Let's go with the hammer on the last one here.
All right.
At least somebody can hit.
Finally. 5 more.
Got it. All right. So yeah, so Traxon just unleashes this flurry of blows, damaging the white fairly significantly.
Go Ranger.
All right. Father Liam is up.
All right, time to drop the bomb. 3 action heal.
All right.
Did we determine last time that you can heal people and undead at the same time? Is that?
Yep.
It is both. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Specifically, though, it's only undead that have negative healing. Perfect. So. The Lonely Warrior will make his save. So they both make their save, so they will take half damage.
Did it roll damage?
No, but if you click roll all, that should do it for you. Wait, no, maybe not.
Just roll the healing?
Roll healing.
I'll take that.
Perfect. All right, so that is going to be 14 points of healing to everybody in the radius.
Which I think is everyone but Moot Point.
Yep.
And then 7 damage to 2 targets. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. And that will take us to the professor.
Yeah. I'm just gonna reload and attempt to shoot this white.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll make it an instructive strike.
Okay. Ooh, that is a hit.
Teach him, Professor. Teach him.
Now, is there a way I can make this not private damage?
I honestly don't know why it's doing private damage.
Me neither. But there it is again, private damage.
Because the professor always targets his privates.
Maybe. But that is 12 damage, which is enough to drop that weight.
Sweet.
Nothing but nut shots.
Nothing but nut shots. My third action will reload.
And as its dying
and-
action, it will use its reaction to strike out at Father Liam. It killed the holy man.
I mean, makes sense.
Oh, it can attack other people that other than the one that killed it? Oh, that's cheeky.
Yep, it gets one final blow as a reaction, but it doesn't gain temporary hit points from it.
It would be way funnier if it did gain temporary hit points from it.
They still have
Not
change.
today, Mr. White.
Temporary hit points are not hit points. They do not keep you alive.
That's right.
That's fair.
All right,
Oh, but I get a free recall knowledge.
you do. All right.
White lore today. That was my total guess on an undead warrior.
Whites. Fairly intelligent undead. Not a really big threat to you guys unless they're in like numbers roughly equal to you. As evidenced by Professor or Father Hall, they are susceptible to negative healing. And when they kill someone, that person comes back as a white under their control.
Hmm.
The key point, though, is like if you kill the white that created them, that newly made white becomes a full white instead of just a spawn. So it doesn't release them from the curse. It actually makes them more powerful when you kill the one that created them.
And just backing up a little bit, you said that they were intelligent undead.
Mostly intelligent.
So are they mindless?
They are not mindless.
Interesting. In that case, for my third action, instead of reloading, I'm going to use Bon Mot on the Lonely Warrior.
All right.
And in case it matters, I will speak to him in Necril,
Okay.
and make the same sort of like raspy, gasping, like just phonetic sounds. Just conveying, that his time is running short, and eternal unlife isn't so eternal.
All right. So yes, the professor yells in this very dark sounding language that none of you understand, but the lonely warrior's head kind of like tilts up. That is a failure.
I'll re-roll it.
Okay.
Even worse.
All right. But it does, you do catch his attention.
Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted.
Oh, Flower, don't forget to add your 14 hit points for the
Alright.
healings.
Mood Pint, you're up.
Right. Yep.
So Moopbite can't see anything from where he is. He's going to move up.
Okay.
And I will make,
Yeah.
make people aware that they're not mindless. So if Mootpoint can mess with this guy's head, that could be really useful.
He's also not a sparkling conversationalist.
Yeah. So it'll take you 2 actions to get that far.
Mhm.
How about that far?
You can get to there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 1 action.
All right, and I will cast Command,
All right.
and I will say lay down.
Such a great spell.
Right. Oh, oh, what a time for a critical failure. So he must use all of his actions on the next turn to obey your command. So he doesn't lay down yet, but on his next action, he has to.
All right, so I'm
Has to lay
putting
down
a
3
shield on
times.
myself too.
Okay. So
That was great.
just becomes really important in case people want to like delay till after he goes so that he's already prone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great time for a critical failure for you guys. That will take us to Flower.
I'm delaying till he lays down.
All right,
Good call.
his turn. He will lay down. And
It looks so peaceful.
What's he gonna do for a second action?
he specifically has to use all of his actions to obey the command, so he doesn't even get a chance to
Yeah.
like stand up or lash out or anything.
So he's gonna do the worm like that other guy did. Lay down and lay down again, and lay down a third
And then
time.
lay down again.
Yep.
Cuddle up with his bastard
probably,
sword.
Probably more importantly, lay down, stand up, spin around 3 times, lay it back down.
Do the hokey pokey.
Yeah.
That will take us to Flower.
We are going to smack him.
Yeah, get some.
Perfect.
1 strikes. No.
There's
Oh.
Flower.
There we fucking go.
Perfect.
This fight just got a lot shorter.
And I forgot to click on your Dread Aura, so there's going to be 4 more damage on top of this.
Oh god.
What are you
42. Oh my goodness.
Try not to kill the loot.
He is badly,
Oh.
badly injured.
Oh
And,
no!
since he's on the ground, can I attempt to just like pin him there?
You could try to grapple him, which will immobilize him,
No,
so
I-
he has a move of 0.
Let's do that. I think I do have a kind of a penalty to that since I've already attacked, right?
Yes, a grapple does use your multi-attack penalty.
Just pound him into the dirt, pal. You're halfway there.
Yeah, I might as well just keep attacking then, right?
All right.
'Cause everybody else is gonna also
Pile on, yeah.
pile on him, right? So take another 20.
Why won't you die?
Why won't you die? I think
mean,
I have
he did,
one more,
he did
don't I?
once.
That was my
That was only your second.
yeah. So I'm just gonna. I'll try. I'll swing for the ropes.
Oh, going deep.
Oh.
Oh, well.
it's like okay, you've had enough.
You'll have to make do with your 64 damage in a turn.
Damn. Not enough.
All right.
I imagine it's like the scene in I forget which Avengers movie, but Tony's in the Hulk Busters just pulverizing the Hulk's
Age of
skull.
Ultron.
Yeah.
Quick, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to
Go to
sleep.
sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
All right. Snow Maple.
Put him down.
All right, we're gonna step.
Oh, he's frightened 1 too, eh? Because of the crit.
Oh,
Yeah. He's in my dread.
That's
he's
right.
in my dread marshal, and I crit him.
No, I don't have any hero points. Dice, why do you hate me? Oh, just misses and crits. That's all we got today.
that's all you got today.
Not one, it's the other.
Oof.
Now this should have the extra dice on it, shouldn't it?
It should. So that would be another. Well, it's not extra dice. I don't think.
It's the extra dice from my, because it doubles my
Oh, right. Yes, you're striking
my
right.
Yeah.
So yes.
So it would be a D6 times 2 extra?
Yep.
2 more.
And then another 4 more, so 6 more total. So 22 damage.
Okay. That's pretty good. Well, we got him to near death. That's 3 actions. That's me done.
Okay. That will take us to Traxton.
Get him, buddy.
I'm gonna try.
You got this.
Sure. Move to there. Let's do some hunted prey on this creature, and then a twin takedown. Get some targeting. There we go.
I think I might swap out Twin Fang.
Inch. And now.
Alright.
Fool it.
Well, that is enough to finish him off.
Ah.
2 points. Love it. All right.
So finally, as he lays on the ground under the power of Moot Point's arcane magic, Flower and Snow Maple and Traxton just like dogpile on top of him, realizing that if he gets up again, that's very, very bad. But just before he goes, though, he will lash out at Traxton, since Traxton is the one that killed him. Oh, I deleted his token. Maybe it'll roll for me.
It rolled for Traxon, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That will hit Traxton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the math is, but he's got like a -2 or something for having been prone as well.
Yeah, he's got a plus 18 on his bastard sword. Sorry, plus 15.
Gotcha.
Whew.
There we go.
Well, at least there's that.
So it's going to be 15 more damage to Traxton, but success on the fortitude save.
Eventually, yep.
Jeez. He
So,
was saving that one.
so he does not eat any more of your soul.
Oh, this guy didn't eat it anyway. The guy ate it is
Yeah.
dead.
But yes, as you defeat the little warrior, there's like a kind of like an oppressiveness that kind of lifts over this burrow. Everything seems to feel a little bit healthier, maybe
Less angsty.
less angsty.
Yeah.
I mean, some of you feel like an emptiness in your souls, but
Nothing that can't be filled with loot.
We'll get better.
And alcohol. I think we all deserve a drink after this.
Yeah.
but taking a look around. Once my foundry starts behaving.
I think the only way Foundry's behaving today is badly.
It's weird. Mine's working fine.
Poorly.
Yeah, mine is super slow for some reason.
And I think last session mine was working garbage. But
Very picky choosy.
We can only keep half the connections running well.
Yeah.
This week's it's in the Tony position.
But in the sarcophagus, there is a kind of like blackish blue short sword etched with runes.
Ooh, very nice.
Can I tell from a glance if it's the same, like, blue metal as the Kirkuri?
You can give me a crafting roll.
Sure. Is this a recall knowledge?
It is.
The book knows.
Maybe the book knows.
Hopefully, the book knows.
Yes, it is. It is definitely the same sort of cold iron, but the runes indicate that there is something else about it.
Cold Iron Plus.
Cool. Yeah. That's another Fey killing sword.
Find the
All right,
Anything
Perf-
from the bodies or?
No, actually, he's got a bastard sword and chainmail.
Oh yeah, but the other guys were just slashing out with claws.
The other guys are just slashing at you with claws.
Professor, I'm gonna need a hand.
money
Flower
down.
branch.
When we find
Yeah.
that trader.
So you're gonna need a hand?
Yes. There's no presence of Pharasma here. So we
Not
should
many. Yes.
perhaps give this place one. Let these souls go to where they belong, as they're judged. And he'll pull out his holy book and bring up some iconography of Pharasma and see if we can go about, just not sanctifying the place, but at least bringing some presence of Pharasma here.
All right,
I mean, that's important, right?
it is. So as Father Liam starts this prayer, you can feel a peace kind of descend upon this area. And as you look around, you can see around like the various assorted undead that you have slain here. Translucent, like phantomy figures start to materialize around each of the bodies. Very similar to their wounds are healed. They don't look skeletal. They don't look, undead or evil or anything of that nature. They kind of look at peace. And then kind of like one at a time, you see a cloaked figure, but with a very feminine hand, kind of reach out onto each of their shoulders, and they disappear from sight. There's no doubt at all in Father Hull's mind that you have put these spirits to rest.
I hope that these people find a proper end.
Peace.
Perhaps, depending on their destination, but either way, being bound here is it's good to pass on when it's your time.
Yes. I think we did a good thing here today.
I
Right,
agree.
I added chainmail and a bastard sword. Are they just regular, Chris? Or
Yep.
okay, so we just need the new short sword added. And
To identify it.
Yeah, if you want to take 10 minutes, you can identify it for sure.
let's get everybody up top first.
Yeah, do the lay on hands, Goodberry, battle healing.
When it is time for identification, I'll help with it.
All right. So yes, so you guys get up to the surface. By the time you get up to the surface, it is sometime in the evening.
This place isn't far from one of our farms.
Yeah.
If we sort of block off that first hallway beyond the first room, do you think we could keep this as like an emergency larder or something?
I don't know if I'd want to store food here.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh, there is undead. Was undead. Probably not a great place to keep your bread.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We can definitely clear it out and maybe repurpose it for something, but probably not food storage.
Maybe like an
Just to
emergency shelter.
maybe, or
If we really deep clean all those like Draugr shelves, they can turn into bunk beds.
I expect that the place is fine to use however we wish.
I mean, fine as though there's no undead left, sure, but like I'm sure it's still gross.
it needs to be cleaned out a little bit. But yeah, if we've got enough time left in the day to head over to one of our farms, I suppose we could go west to the Howling Wolf Farm, or kind of northwest to the Soot Scale Caverns. Give us a nice place to potentially spend the night.
You would be traveling. You would be traveling during the dark. So you can certainly do that, but
Or we could buckle down.
basically with your horses, it takes you about half a day to like kind of traverse a hex.
Take you some time to heal and rest. Here is probably a good idea. Professor and I, perhaps we can learn more
right.
about this place.
We'll look for a place to make camp.
Then we'll head home. Yeah?
All right.
Do we want to head home, or do we want to check around the lake perimeter on our way back? Maybe we just want to head home.
Some of us are working on some pretty considerable drain, I think.
A few days home would be good.
Okay.
Just a few days, maybe.
I agree.
All right. So yeah, as you guys get to the surface and spend some time patching up, you're definitely going to have to camp here overnight. But if folks want to try to identify that sword, they certainly can.
I would like to do that. Arcana,
Yeah, I'd
right?
like to. I'd
Yep.
like to help.
All right. So yeah, so the professor can make an Arcana check, and then if he succeeds, he will give Moot Pint a bonus. Perfect. So that will give a +1 to Moot Pint.
Oh! He's seen that sword before.
Excellent.
I'll wait.
So good news, sword is not cursed.
Yay!
It is in fact made of cold iron, and it actually feels very. You're not super comfortable being that close to it, or more importantly, the voice in your head is not super impressed with this sword. And the runes that are in it, it is a +1 striking flaming sword.
Well, that's
Lots of
cool.
buzzwords.
Flaming?
Yes, so you can actually ignite it on flame, and then it'll do extra fire damage, and if you critically hit, it does persistent fire damage. However, with a 20, since you got a critical success, You try the activation process that comes to your mind as you're studying it, and it doesn't work. And you realize that something about the flaming part of this sword is broken. It needs to be repaired or recharged. You're not entirely sure what you need to do. A little bit of time and research, you could probably figure out what you would need to do, but the ability to activate it to cause it to flame on does not currently seem to be functional. You are confident, though, that once you figure out what needs to be done, it's relatively minor.
All right. Well, I'll share all that information.
Yeah, so flaming's like item 8. That's massive.
There is some treasure that is like placed in the AP that is definitely above level for whatever reason.
A little bit.
And it's not so much that flaming is overpowered, it's the flaming striking part. But flaming, again, is not terribly super important, and it is, as you guys, the reason you guys went here is because you're like, flaming weapons against trolls is going to be handy. So I think that's why the sword is here in the actual written AP.
I mean, it's 500 gold.
Yeah.
That's a big win.
Yep. And also, I think flaming swords are cool. So. All right.
While Mootpen and I are identifying it together, I imagine the rest of the party is, off like doing healing or, reciting prayers and all that jazz. While we're sort of passing it between each other, he's gonna see as my purple eyes like go like very, very like deep violet, and have like a purple sort of like flame almost to them. And I'm gonna use where was it? I'm gonna use read psychometric resonance as well.
All right. So yes, so the sword belonged to an ancient warlord. We're talking like thousands of years, or 1,000 years. It gives you an idea as to how old this tomb is. His name long lost to history. But you feel there's a sense of jealousy and possessiveness that seems to go along with the sword. And you have a feeling that if you had basically snuck in and taken the sword, then the lonely warrior would have hunted you down for it. But since he has been put to rest, the sword is yours.
Interesting. I'll share that with Mootpint.
Fascinating.
And my eyes will sort of clear up as I shake my head and go. Anyway, I think when we get back to Layton, I'm gonna start researching some things, see if I can't find out how to make this thing, work again.
Yeah, and Bootpipe will definitely not want to be the person carrying the sword, because the voice in the head's annoying enough without being mad at me.
Give me 1 second, I will add the sword to the party lead.
And during the camp time, like we're taking time to camp, so Hall's gonna put effort into taking these guys out, giving them a burial, saying words over them. And look, we don't know why they're cursed, but at least they should have the option to. I mean, we know their spirits moved on, but they should be given some decency, I think.
Does the voice in my head know why they were cursed?
If so, they're not saying anything.
I figured out the hidden damage. I use push to talk, and if you hold control, it makes your rolls private.
Ah, there we go.
tricky.
All right, there we go. So I've added the +1 striking flaming cold iron short sword to your thing. But
I mean,
yes.
that's a snow maple weapon, right?
But yes, so we'll take a quick bio break as you guys
All
kind
right.
of set up camp and everything, and I will probably like refresh my foundry and see if I can get it to work better.
Alrighty.
So we'll be back in like 5.
Roger, roger.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Alright. Gonna try. I switched browsers. So maybe that'll make a difference on my end.
I've been using Firefox on mine. It seems to work alright.
For some reason, my Chrome is like super slow, so I switched over to Edge. Because sometimes Foundry doesn't like Firefox. It likes things that are based off of Chrome, and Edge is based off of Chrome now. So, all right, is everybody back?
I am.
Perfect. All right.
So I think the plan. I think the plan is to go home and rest for 3 or 4 days. And then we're going to start exploring the lake to the south. Kind of doing a little bit of a loop so we can run into the near it, right?
I think some of us are only lightly drained, but I think at least Traxton took a real beatdown.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
I did a recall knowledge check on naiads before. Did I get any information on if they have like healing abilities or anything like that?
They're all spellcasters, so it depends on the individual. There's nothing innate to them aside from the fact that they are face spellcasters.
Gotcha. Okay. So there's like a not even a 50-50. There's like a 10-90 that maybe the naiad will be able to heal people's drainedness.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to be going there to sort her out, right? She's not necessarily our friend yet. Not that we wouldn't, like her to be our friend, maybe.
I don't think the Nairad's a huge problem as long as we stay out of the hex that she's in, right? But we should, at the very least, try to talk to her.
Yeah, the big things that you know so far is like some of your lumberjacks have said like she took some of our men and ensorcelled them.
Yeah, we're gonna need those back.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are, when you get up in the morning, everybody can hit their rest button. Everybody can choose new spells if they need to.
Yes, please.
The first day, when you get up in the morning, it is rainy. And moot point, you can decide if you want to, what you want to do with your staff. You should have, when you hit up by your rest button, there should also be a daily prep thing that'll allow you to decide how much you want to charge your wand or your staff.
Okay.
Oh, nice. When you hit the rest button, it automatically reduces your drained by 1.
It gives me. Let's see. It's got a reach spell. It's got familiar abilities, but nothing about the staff. But let's charge her up.
Yep. So your staff, when you go to your inventory.
Okay.
So when you go to your, actually I think it might be under spells. So under spells, under your staff of water.
Yep.
There's a little kind of circular arrow.
So click that.
click that, and it'll ask you if you want to expend a spell slot to gain extra charges.
I don't.
Okay. So yeah, so your staff automatically charges equal to your highest spell slot, so it'll have 2 charges, and then you can put a first or second level, give up a slot to give extra charges equal to the spell level. If you don't want to, then just leave it blank and
Okay.
hit charge.
All right, I will use the Burning Hands because I haven't had the opportunity to use that yet, and I don't know if I want to do that when we're meeting in Nyrad.
Perfect. So yeah, so if you just collect that and hit
Gives me
charge,
3.
there you go.
Perfect, thank you.
Also, everybody gets a total of, let's see, 120, 180, 210 XP.
$782?
That-
$792.
792.
Perfect. So yeah, so obviously the Lonely Warrior fight was a severe encounter. The skeletons was a low encounter, and then 30 because you actually had a quest to clear out the Lonely Barrow.
Oh yeah.
But if you're just pushing through to Layton, you can get pass through Howling Wolf Farm and to Layton on your horses. It'll take you the day, but you can get back to Layton.
All right. If you guys want me to take the +1 striking flaming cold iron short sword, I've got a short sword +1 and a cold iron kukri that someone could use.
What does the kukri have? Does it have finesse?
It does.
Okay.
Finesse, agile, and trip.
And trip. Very cool. I've got exploit vulnerabilities, so I think I'm okay without it. Maybe Hull or Traxton would want a cold iron weapon.
More Traxton than Hall, I think. I mean, we're 14 sessions in, and I think I swung a weapon twice, so...
That's fair.
Yeah, Traxton or maybe Flower if he would deign to swing such a tiny weapon.
It is very small.
It's heavy at the front though, like an axe, only smaller.
He has this small weapon, then looks at his I-beam.
Maybe we could strap it to the I-beam.
Ooh.
Make it a very tiny polearm.
That's a very funny image to me.
I mean, if nobody wants it, having a cold iron weapon is good to keep on a person, right?
Chris, I've got a gold earring in my inventory. I think it's from the werewolf hotel room.
Yep,
Did we ever determine how much that was worth?
it's worth a gold.
Oh, okay. I will take it.
Did another day pass while we were on the road to Layton?
You guys will get to Layton basically this evening.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, let's go home and see what kind of fuckery happens since we've been gone.
All right. After like another day on the road, you guys arrive at Layton. Oh, I think I went too far. Towards the evening, travel is easy. You make your way through Howling Wolf Farm, the the citizens all kind of like wave to you as you pass, sort of thing. Everybody at the farm seems to be like doing okay. You make your way back to the capital. Everything is as you left it. But I will get everybody to give me perception rolls.
That is not an
Because
impressive set
he's-
of perception rolls.
Yeah, we got a few. 24, 25,
I too.
22.
Annie.
All right.
The rest are kind of mid, but yeah.
So Flower and Snow Maple and Traxton, as you guys are making your way, through Leighton back to the town hall. Periodically, there's some folks there that are kind of like they kind of look at you, and then as you kind of pass by, you're not close enough to hear what they're saying or anything, but the looks on their faces is not the look that you guys are used to getting from your citizens. Normally people, they kind of like, they'll wave at you or they'll say hello or whatever. But some of the folks that you pass just kind of like look in your direction and then get back to whatever they were doing and talking to like whoever happens to be with them. But they don't seem to really acknowledge your presence in anything resembling a friendly manner that you're used to.
Mm.
Oh,
Interesting. Maybe we should touch base with Lindsay and Valerie and see if anything happened while we were away.
Jathal should be here too.
Oh yes, Jathal too.
Yeah, head for town hall and report in.
Our favorite interrogator that's not me and Snow Maple.
Perfect. So yeah, Lindsay's here. Jathal is not here. She's tracking down some leads on the bandits, mercenaries that have perhaps been an issue.
Okay.
But Lindsay is here. She's like, oh, how'd it go? Did you kill a werewolf? Was it a werewolf? I heard it was a werewolf.
It was a werewolf.
Like,
And it is dead.
is it like big with like gnashy teeth?
Yeah.
Like, how would you describe the teeth when it tried to tear out your throat?
Sharp.
Gnashing? Is that the right? Yeah, I think it is.
The size of daggers. For your,
Daggers.
for
Like-
your little bit of extra oomph to your to epic tale, of course.
It was as if you were staring down an arrow volley on your position.
Oh,
Nothing but shards and jagged blades filling your field of view.
Only, teeth.
Oh, and the smell. Don't even get me started on the smell.
Did it smell like wet dog or more like rotten meat?
A little bit of both.
Would you describe its breath on your flesh as like hot,
Cold as the grave.
moist?
Nobody likes that word.
We didn't have it.
This is good
I love
good
that
stuff.
word. What are you talking about?
Excellent. This is great. I'll get to work immediately. And as she's been talking to you, she's like making notes, and she's also kind of doodling. She's a moderately skilled artist.
What happened here while we were gone?
Oh, well, okay. So, you know how there were the loggers that came and they said, "Oh, the fairy folks have taken our people, and you guys need to do something about it."
Yeah, it's next on the list.
Yeah, but I'm sure they understand. I'm sure they understand that you're very busy people, and you can't be everywhere at once, and you can't go off fighting a werewolf in one direction and rescuing people from the Fae in another direction. I'm sure they get that,
Didn't we tell them to stay out of that woods?
and they did. But well, there's this guy in town who's been
Shit disturbing.
he thinks that perhaps you should have rescued your citizens before you went gallivanting off to slay monsters and find treasure.
We
Fuck was
were
that?
rescuing our citizens when we gallivanted off to deal with the werewolf.
Um,
It was killing people.
and I understand. I get that, and I'm sure the loggers do too. But some of the people think that maybe the priority should have been on rescuing those people instead of rescuing the other people. You know what I mean?
Who is this person that's, as Snow Maple says, shit disturbing?
His name's Gregory. Gregory? Gregory.
That's not a name we know. Right? That's not.
It is not a name that you know.
Do you know where he's been seen? Where he's been talking? Like down at the tavern, or?
Well, we don't have a tavern here. Otherwise,
It's on the
It
list.
is on our
well, see, that's another thing is people are like, why does Rivers Bend get a tavern? Why don't we have a tavern? You know how people are.
Getting to figure that out. Yep.
Whiners.
So he's staying at a little shack outside of town.
Do we know anything about this guy?
He's new to town.
Clearly.
What's
See
he
what I
look
can
like?
find out.
He's kind of like a Weasley little guy.
It tracks.
But he's got a like a way with words. Like if I didn't know you guys, I'd probably think that maybe your priorities weren't right. So, and I mean, I know that you guys are doing the best job that you can and doing what you think is best for the people. So the people that are perhaps not so sure, well,
He's a politician.
maybe.
Right. I am going to activate my hat of disguise, Chris.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna head out and see if I can track this guy down. And before I leave, I'm just gonna be like, I'll take care of this.
well, I can find
Traxton, can you stay somewhat close, maybe? I know you're
I
tired.
can't.
Traxton can rest. It'll be fine.
He'd back up.
No, I think I'll just have a chat for now.
Alright. Suit yourself. He likes flower scenes a little little down. It's like, damn.
All right, outstanding. Snow Maple. Hopefully, we never have to have this particular conversation again about this particular problem. I'm gonna initial a bunch of papers and I'm going to bed. I'm sure you'll take care of this problem in your own way.
Right. And then I'm gonna head out and see if I can track this guy down, Chris.
All right. Give me a diplomacy roll.
Can it be deception?
Not to gather information.
Dirty 20.
So yeah, so it takes you a couple of hours of kind of asking around, kind of like checking in at like the trade shop, at the android, and the smithy, and like asking around in a very general way. And you do find out that he is in fact living in a little shack in like the housing district down by the orphanage.
Okay.
But they can tell you that he seems to basically kind of like go to like near the town hall, kind of like the town square, the center, and basically will just get on like a soapbox and start, you know,
Proselytizing.
explaining how like the true rulers would, or the proper rulers or proper authorities would be more concerned about the people who've been captured by the Fae than people that might maybe possibly someday at some point be killed by a monster. Like one problem is much more immediate than the other problem. That sort of thing. So, but yeah, basically pretty much every day.
Same time, same thing, kind of deal.
Yeah, usually like when people are taking their lunch breaks so that he's got a bigger crowd to drop on.
All right. Well, I see it's getting towards nighttime now. So I will go to where this fellow sleeps.
All right.
And when I arrive there, I will attempt to let myself in.
All right. You can give me a thievery roll.
If that's not enough, I have a hero point.
Uh, 14 is not enough.
For fuck's sake.
Not meant to be.
So yeah, so as you're working away, and by this point your hat of disguise has dropped because it only lasts for an hour, and it took you a couple hours to track down information.
Yeah, that's fine.
So a couple of the warders are like, "Hey,
Nothing fucking works anyway.
what's going on there?"
I will attempt to stealth away.
All right, make a stealth roll. All right. So yeah, so they quite easily you lose them quite easily. They don't get a good look at you or anything due to the fact that it's dark.
All right. I'll head back for tonight.
All right.
You could kill tomorrow.
There's no sense arousing the guard.
Morning arises. Everybody can once again hit their rest button.
Out of curiosity, what does Snow Maple? How's the rest of your night? Do you like come back and say things? Do you just head home? Do you?
I think I would report my findings in the morning.
Okay.
See if maybe anyone wants to confront this guy when he comes to do his talk.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
sure.
that sounds good.
We have to be
It
careful.
was like, let's
I agree. Tact is going to be very important here.
I did find where he's staying, but I didn't want to get the guards involved, so I just came back.
Which makes some sense, but this is a citizen speaking concerns, right?
Yeah, I just think the message that you can be part of the problem or you can be part of the solution hits a lot harder when you're giving it to someone while they're in their bedclothes.
Perhaps. Regardless, we can't arrest the man. He's not doing anything illegal, as far as I can tell.
Oh no, never would I suggest arresting.
Mm-mm.
And we can't harm the man unless he's doing something illegal.
Well,
Sure.
We're rulers of a
well,
kingdom. We're not thugs.
we're not gonna go.
No, I suggested talking. That's always a good first step.
All right.
I think I'm going to break from our morning meeting and spend a good morning up until around lunch, sort of using my professorly skills to sort of do up a mock like debate speech, and sort of try to like anticipate the points he's going to make based on what Lindsay told us. And yeah, just generally get ready to have a debate with him in the square.
All right. So you get to work on a speech. What is everybody else doing in the morning? As you have breakfast, and some of you are feeling a little bit more pep in your step.
Yeah, I think Hall is going to consult consult his book about how to deal with this particular situation, right? Like what's the advice? What's the wisdom
I agree.
in
I agree.
the pros and cons with like arresting him
Yeah, but-
or letting him go, all that kind of stuff. Kind of aiding Professor, I guess.
I'm gonna make some notes for Jathal.
Okay.
Need to work on an upcoming cemetery. Find us a cleric of Pharasma or somebody to take care of it. Seems very important. Also, the tavern keeper in Rivers Bend needs to get his priorities straightened out. And if he can't, we'll need someone else we can work with.
All right.
Moot Pint will probably be hiding away and playing with that magic mirror.
Okay. Perfect.
Our is fuming and already drinking and pissed off because he's been told that he can't harm the guy. He would totally just like to rough him up, but he can't do that, so he's just drinking his rage away.
We have laws. It's important.
Laws.
Drink the rage away. I like it.
Miri back yet? Do I have a drinking partner?
She is not. She's out helping Tatzelfort get established.
Damn.
You have to drink the rage away all by yourself.
Yeah, we'll arrest Flower later tonight.
I have diplomatic immunity. It works in my own in our own kingdom, right?
Diplomatic immunity. Ah.
I mean, on the plus side, you don't have to pay for your drinks.
Yeah, that's a plus.
All right.
I can demand that I have no cutoff.
Just give the dwarf alcohol until he passes out.
Pretty much.
It's for the best.
Where Flower's normally probably at the bar, he is fuming in a corner right now.
I mean, Snow Maple will probably join you for one drink, but she'll also have breakfast.
I was doing this on an empty stomach.
Oof.
He's
I'm
too
just saying
nasty.
we can't kill a person with a different point
I
of view.
never said kill him. I said rough him up.
I'm just saying we can't assault a person for having a different point of view.
I'm saying
There's
we
a
should
difference
talk to
between
him.
there's a difference between having a different point of view and being a shit disturber to be a shit disturber, which I'm 100% sure that's what this guy's fucking doing right now.
I'm sure the situation is going to evolve, but for now, I think talking is our best route to diplomacy.
I think
I
he's
agree.
probably working for one of our political enemies.
That's
One of the other
my
settlers.
guess. Do we have political enemies right now?
Technically
No.
not.
That's a good point. Maybe it's worth Snow Maple. Do you want to try to get into his house again while he's going to be occupied at the square?
It's not a bad idea.
See if he has anything untoward in his possession.
Yeah, I can do that if you guys want me to head that way.
I think it'd be good to know
I'll go with
really
it.
who we're dealing with.
I'll do how to disguise again before I head out, Chris.
Okay.
Just so that, if anyone's tracking my move or, our movements, they won't see one of the leaders of the city heading out.
Gotcha.
Before you go, Snow, just
Yeah.
gonna write you a little warrant here, and you just take this with you just in case.
Oh, great.
I'll go
Does
with.
it say I can do what I want?
Says you're allowed to search the place.
Oh, okay. Hold out for that second one another time. I mean, not that I need a piece of paper to tell me that, but, it's always nice.
Use your best judgment.
Don't worry. Yeah, Flower, stay here in case they need you. You never know, this thing might turn messy. Don't turn it messy, but, it might turn messy.
I'll try my best.
And Moot Point,
Yeah.
do you think you'd be able to hang around in the crowd somewhere and just see if you can pick up on if he's doing any sort of magic or anything while he's presenting?
That's an excellent idea, and I will absolutely do that.
Maybe some reverse heckling. Like heckle the heckler.
I'll tell him a story.
Please don't.
That'll start a fight. No questions asked.
All right, Professor.
Yeah, I was just wondering really quick, is it diplomacy or performance for debate?
It is depending on how you want to do it, it's either diplomacy or deception or intimidation.
Okay, I'll stick with the expert training in diplomacy then.
All right. So as you guys kind of make your plans for the day, and Lindsay pops in, grabs a quick bite to eat, and then she already kind of hits the street, kind of like telling everybody like, oh, did you hear what they did about the werewolf? Oh, let me tell you about the werewolf fight. You can hear she's not even out of the town hall before she's telling the servants and the guards and everybody, like every single person she comes across. She is definitely like your PR person.
The best hype man.
Very enthusiastic.
She is very enthusiastic. But as noontime comes around, you guys kind of look out, and there's a bit of a crowd gathering in the town center.
All right. Well, I'll mingle in with the crowd. I don't figure Boot Pint's particularly. I don't think he stands out much in a crowd.
You are one of the rulers of the city, so.
Yeah, but a really short and shy one.
Flower's probably gonna stand by Professor and just look tough.
All right. And yeah, right around noontime, as the people are starting to filter out of the various places for lunch and kind of gather and eat their lunch under the trees in the town square. This very garishly dressed individual, human, looks like he's kind of on the portly side. Very thin kind of mustache, fairly well tanned.
That happens when you don't have a house.
Yep. Kind of makes his way to the center, and there's some crowd, there's some cheers from the crowd. And he kind of stops to shake hands with people, kind of talk to them here and there. Definitely working the crowd.
Any detect magic pinging working?
Second. When he gets within 30 feet of you, there is definitely magic, and there is magic within 30 feet of you.
All right.
Very interesting.
And you can give me an Arcana check. You're fairly confident that he's not casting any spells, or if he is, he's not an arcane caster. At least none of the common spells that you're aware of.
Okay.
And he kind of makes his way to the front of the crowd. And kind of, kind of does this mock humility thing. Oh, thank you. Oh, you shouldn't.
Oh, you're too kind.
You're too kind.
He's a politician.
The worst evil.
And
Next to accountants.
Yep. And as he starts to speak, he's very charismatic. Very, very well versed in what to say and when to say it, when to hold back, when to play to the crowd. He's good at this. But it seems to be a lot of kind of asking questions of the crowd about things you guys have done, or things that you haven't done. and kind of like downplaying what you have done and playing up what you haven't done. Kind of like not quite pitting people against one another, but kind of like stressing that, maybe it's possible. I mean, you guys are great adventurers. You could have done both of these things. You could have found a way. Probably, you know how adventurers are. They go into a dangerous situation. They take a couple of like licks, and then they spend an entire day recovering, wasting time. Kind of playing up the whole like 5-minute adventuring workday sort of thing. But people are buying it. Not everybody. The people that you have helped, like some folks have come from the farm up where the werewolf was, and they do speak up about this dangerous creature that you guys faced that surely would have continued its slaughter. So there are people that are speaking on your behalf, but there's some people who are maybe like on the fence. But he's good at playing it up.
With the expert training I received studying this morning, at like the opportune time to put my word in, the professor is 18 charisma, 16 intelligence, so he's going to word it better than John will. But the rebuttal is going to be essentially to the effect of, kind of like when we brought the werewolf corpse into Riverbend. Still very like somber and matter of fact and level headed about the exchange. And it's basically going to be, in agreement with the points he's making that we should have done more. If only we could be in two places at once. But also really hammer home like the dangers we face and the horrors that we deal with for the sake of the people. And specifically on the werewolf, talk about how it's like it would have spread and gotten further out of control if it wasn't quelled immediately. Where we have no reason to believe that the lumberjacks are in immediate harm.
Some of us probably have scars you can show from that fight.
Yeah, and I'll show scars and point to Moot Pint and
Flowers
Liam in the
covered
crowd.
with-
Yeah, Flower standing beside me.
Yeah, Flower got punked, right?
Mm-hmm. Downed almost immediately on one go. I won't say that, but
All right, give me a diplomacy roll.
All right.
Ooh,
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody, whoever wants to track such a thing, can mark down that you have 1 support point.
Sure.
Sweet.
But yes, he does rebut to some degree. But then when you start like kind of showing off scars and the like, he kind of turns his attention to like facing the werewolf was a week ago. Where have you been since then? Why didn't you come straight back to deal with the missing loggers? Perhaps you were out in the wilderness, stirring up trouble, stirring up the fae, stirring up the monsters. That's everybody knows that that's what adventurers do, is they stir up trouble and then they move on. The crowd isn't really buying it at this point, especially like once you start showing off the scars, and the folks from Rivers Bend do talk about how like when you killed the werewolf, you made sure you came back to let them know that it was safe again, to make sure that the people who were killed by the werewolf received proper burials. Like the people of Rivers Bend have really kind of got your back on this.
Very good.
And the debate goes for probably about an hour, basically over the lunch break, before folks kind of like start to move off again.
Before that happens, I'd kind of like to invite him on our next mission to visit the NIRAD.
Read my
So he
mind.
can give us expert advice about how to be adventurers.
So yeah, as people are filling out, you can easily like speak with him. He's like, I have no interest in an adventuring lifestyle. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, Gregory,
Gregory.
you know, as we've said many times in this town and in the rest of the towns in this place, that everyone has to pull their weight. So you've been drafted.
I don't believe you're capable of doing such a thing. I will certainly pay my fair share of taxes. I am, after all, not an adventurer.
Neither am I. They say that I am very often, but I'm a priest. I'm a champion.
Then perhaps as a priest you should be here tending to the spiritual well-being of your people, who do not seem overly fond of you, by the way.
That's okay. Honestly. I can act in their in a way to protect them and help them. I don't need to be liked. It's a different thing.
Well, perhaps if you were here in this village doing the work of Abadar and helping the city to thrive instead of perhaps raiding tombs to line your own pockets, perhaps the people would see things differently.
Gregory, you see that trade shop over there?
Mm-hmm. The baking shop,
And-
yes.
And these houses.
Yes.
I have built those alongside the citizens here with my own hands. I have the calluses to show them. This place exists because of us. We have put a great deal of blood and sweat and tears into building it. And I understand that perhaps you don't recognize the sacrifices that we've made, and I understand that, and it's actually good in a way that you've been shielded from harm for so long. But if you would like to journey with us and see what we do, you're more than welcome.
I don't think that is strictly necessary.
And think it would be. I could draft you legally.
I don't believe you can. I'm not one of your citizens.
You pay taxes, as you said, so you are a member of this community.
I said I would pay taxes. I didn't say I have paid taxes. And by taxes, perhaps you misunderstood me. I meant I would pay you. My understanding is that adventurers are easily motivated by money.
He hit the wrong mark there.
Money comes from hard work, and it does bring happiness. It does. That's what the Book of City building tells us. But it comes from doing something. It doesn't come from bribes, or doesn't come from gold falling from the sky.
Well, then I wish you luck with your endeavors.
Excellent. So, as far as I could tell, and I see you've lost your audience, but you're making it very, very clear that you're not willing to travel with us as we go investigate this near it. And he'll say that very loud, like the preacher voice, so everyone can hear it.
No, I don't see any need to risk my life.
Understood. Well, as you're hiding, we will risk ours.
And I'm sure if the Nereid has any gold, that will make its way to the town treasury.
Always has, always will.
It's how we build the temples when we build them. It's how we build the trade shop and the smithy and the houses.
And he kind of looks around and says, I see no temple.
Not yet. It's coming.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but your temples are banks.
Cathedrals, yes.
And it is not uncommon for priests of Avatar to charge for their services.
That's true.
I see. Well, good luck, gentlemen. And then he will kind of turn and walk on his way. Meanwhile, Snow Maple.
Ah, yes. Time for
Go-
crime. Let's see.
Go get him, Snow.
Time for crime.
Now that you're not kind of like pressed for time or necessarily need to keep quiet, it's not hard to pick the lock.
Oh, good. I still can't roll above a double digit.
Conveniently, since you can just take your time, you don't have to roll.
Excellent.
And inside, it's like it's a small shack. Probably actually paid for because it's not the sort of thing that's rented.
Yeah.
It's not like single room, fairly well kept. Not a lot of personal stuff in here. There's like a little table. There is like a little kind of like journal.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping through it,
Yeah, that's what we want.
make a society roll to decipher language.
Oh, there we go. 26.
So it is. It's mostly written in Pataxian, but you do manage to basically parse enough of it, and it's basically just kind of like a diary, but there's nothing like "aha, I will undermine these fools" or anything of that nature. But it does indicate that he's been in town since probably like a day or two after you guys left to deal with the werewolf. So he hasn't been in town very long. He's probably only been in town for like 3 or 4 days, if that.
Gotcha.
Uh,
And Pataxian, that's the next door neighbors on the far side.
Yeah, Patax is quite a ways away. But they are neighbor to the stolen lands as a whole, yes.
Right.
And that's where Lindsay is from?
It is where Lindsay is from.
Cool.
Yeah, I believe we reached out to them to start establishing some kind of perhaps trade agreements, but we haven't still solidified anything yet.
Correct. Everything is still
We've
in
opened diplomatic channels.
Yep. But nothing has come of it so far.
You said the diary did mentioned approximately when he came to town.
Yep.
How
Just
does
a
that
few
line
days
up?
ago.
And when did we send a diplomatic envoy?
Like last month, I think.
Okay. Just trying to think if maybe this is the fruits of that.
Perhaps.
Or he's just an asshole.
That's also likely.
Not only likely, obvious.
But yeah, there's nothing incriminating here, but he is definitely. There's enough evidence to indicate that he is definitely from Patax.
Anything that could be concealed? false bottoms and chests, hidden spaces, hidden floorboards, that kind of thing.
There is like hidden space under the floorboards, but there's nothing in it.
Okay.
Looks more like he's got a couple of things set up so he could hide things if he needed to.
All right.
But as of yet has no reason to.
Unless I find anything particularly damning in the journal, I'll put it back.
Okay. Nothing. But with the 26, it does look like it's deliberately been written to be found.
Right.
Like it's
So this is the obvious journal.
yeah, like it's just so like kind of overly mundane.
All right. Well, I'll have another look around, see if I can find any anything that maybe is not so not so well hidden.
Okay. Make a perception roll. You take a look around, and you do find like there's places where things could be hidden, but are currently empty. Like one of the legs on the bed, you can like check and it's hollow. You could like put a scroll up in it, but there's nothing there yet. It looks like he has hiding places prepared, but does not yet have anything worth hiding.
All right. I'm going to, I think, take a piece of paper off of the back page of his journal, and I assume he's got something to write with.
Yep.
I will just on this narrow slip of paper write the words "Be seeing you," and roll it up and put it into the hollow chair leg I find.
All right.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And then I'm just gonna leave.
Perfect. All right. And Father Hull can give me a legal lore roll.
Sure. I'll hero point that. We're almost out of time. Might as well. There.
All right. So yes, you are quite right. He is not doing anything illegal. But he is definitely influencing people. So, I mean, you guys are the rulers. Technically, you can have him arrested on whatever charges you wish.
Sedition.
Yeah, you could have him like sedition or not treason because he's not a citizen, but definitely sedition or
Defamation.
defamation or libel if he's written anything down or however those two work. You could have him arrested. Judging
It's
by
a slippery slope, though.
and judging by the way that he had the crowd, it would probably be a blow to your citizens' morale.
If you tried to arrest him, he would just point out that you don't have a proper jail.
That too.
Because we only have a gallows.
But just so you guys are aware, you can kind of over time build up support amongst the citizens to be able to deal with him. That being said, he did indicate that people are swayed by money, so you could try to bribe him. I mean, bribery is generally illegal, but you guys make the rules, so.
I'm
So-
still hoping he'll try to bribe me.
Here's my thought. In private chambers at the town hall.
Yeah, we'll assume like Snow Maple has come back as well at that point.
I think we just
I will inform
Draft
everyone
him.
of the bullshit journal that I found.
I,
But we
I think
we do learn from that he is Prataxian, as well as his travel timeline. Like
don't
he
know
arrived
much
here
about
only
Patax
days
yet,
ago.
right?
Yeah, but I mean, he must have been set on this course of action from the jump to be a couple days in town and, drum up this much support.
And have a journal already written.
Yeah, that was a decoy.
And he somehow knew that we had been investigating a tomb yesterday.
Right. I picked up on that too.
That's a good point.
We might have a leak in our inner circle.
Or he wants us to think that. Hard to
Or
say.
maybe we told Lindsay what we were doing before we left and she just broadcasted anyway.
Yeah, Lindsay's not a great secret keeper,
Mm-hmm.
but that's part of her charm.
Yep. That's why she's around.
My question is whether this man becomes potentially an asset in the future.
Doesn't seem like that's his desire.
Perhaps. But maybe it is. Maybe with the charisma that he wields and the way he could draw crowds, if he's turned to our side. Then
I don't want to waste another day on this. If Traxton feels like he's ready to travel, I think we should head out.
I was thinking we put a hood over his head and drag him down to see a near it.
I don't think that's going to get us anything. I mean, it'll get him out of town,
That is kidnapping.
but
Technically illegal.
I think right now it's probably a bad call to do anything drastic like a kidnapping or arrest him. The people are still on his side too much. That would just turn him into a sort of murder.
Yeah.
I think if we're ready to travel, maybe we go deal with the Nyrad. We let Lindsay keep things level
Yeah.
as best she can while we're gone.
keep knocking the pegs out from under him.
Yeah,
You know,
this is going to be one that we have to take slow.
he wants to say we're not dealing with shit. Let's go deal with shit.
If we take away his ammunition, he can't fire, right?
Yeah, I thought he'd have to deal with his own shit.
Given the state of things, I say we should probably adjust our travel plans, though. Head straight there, get things dealt with, send word back. Maybe take a couple of days exploring on the way back.
Do we have any idea yet where the Naiad is?
Yeah, it's close to Greenbelt Lumber.
Just the other side of Greenbelt.
Just the other side, yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. We can be there and back in just a couple days.
Yeah. If Traxton's feeling better, I'd say we head out before another day lapses.
Yeah, good to go whenever.
All right.
This isn't even home, so I don't know. Honestly, you guys like to hang out here, but
It'll grow on you.
Buildings comfort me sometimes.
Maybe.
Alright, so you guys are gonna get your stuff together and head out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the road again.
Lindsay's like, what should I tell them? You guys are gonna go and deal with the loggers, right?
Yeah. He says we're not taking care of business. We're going to take care of business.
Got it. That is what I will tell people who ask.
One more thing when you're telling people.
Yeah.
He's been invited to join us to help deal with this problem, and he's refused. Which is his right.
I don't
What?
think that's going to have the result you think it's going to have. I mean, no offense, and I certainly don't mean to insinuate that any members of the founders would be mentally unfit. But there is an idea that perhaps adventurers are not right in the head.
I don't know why anybody would think that.
Lindsay, when you look at us, what do you see?
I see brave people who risk their lives for the betterment of all. And loot.
We are the ruler of the land, the Grandmeister, the Chief Warder, Warden.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay. That's, I mean,
we're not.
All of that's true.
We're doing everything we do for the people.
Yeah. But that's just it. If you're like, I mean, I don't see you asking like any of the farmers to be like, hey, why don't you come with us to deal with the Fae problem? So, asking random citizens to go into danger, that really comes off as kind of bullyish.
Bullish. I don't understand.
I mean, he's obviously not a fighter or a wizard or a priest or anything like that.
But he suggests that we should put our lives on the line, and he's not willing to put his own life on the line.
Mm-hmm.
keep out of the town hall.
Of course, yes.
We all have the same color blood here.
See if
We
you
all
can
believe.
maybe have one of the warders track him, just to keep an eye on him.
Okay, yeah.
Other than that, I think we should make tracks.
Right.
One more quick thing, just to make sure you're aware, Lindsay. He was, or has, some form of magic. Right, Moot Point? You found something on him?
That's correct. He was setting off the detect magic.
So I don't know if you're able to maybe discreetly help with like enchantments or anything like that. But just keep that in your head.
Okay, I'm more of a entertainer, but I know some magic. I'll keep my eye open.
He probably has some kind of storage magic as well, because he was not keeping a lot of things at the place where he's staying.
Got it. Oh, maybe I can spy on him.
Be careful.
Maybe I can get Jathal to spy on him.
That's probably better whenever she gets back.
Definitely a better idea.
All right. Don't worry, we got this.
All right.
Right. And then you guys mount up on your horses and set off for the Naiad. And I think we'll call it there.
All right,
Alright.
sounds good.
I hate this guy so much.
Same.
Yeah,
Holy
he's the
shit.
worst.
You can go fight all the monsters you like, but a political opponent. Heaven forbid.
Yeah.
The barbarian is useless against politics.
Yeah.
Hey, I think the big thing is this guy is willing to talk a lot, but he's not willing to walk the walk, right? So,
Definitely a thing. So we will see everybody in a couple of weeks as you make your way to the west to deal with the Naiad.